Good morning and welcome to Morning Brew. Yes, it's Wednesday already. I can't believe it. Anyhow, JP's was first in the chat. Aberjam says, on time, yay! JP's, what are you talking about, morning farts? And good morning, Rabbit Hole Clicker. How are you today? And JP says, yay, it's my Friday. Awesome. Glad to hear it. What have you got going on today, JP's? On today, JP's.
Hello.
How are you today?
Oh, we'll get into that in a minute. How's life in the great state of misery?
Things here are right. All right.
They're going. Yeah, no, I've had a bad back for like 2 weeks, so I've been walking everywhere like a fucking 90-year-old, groaning every time I get up or move or whatever. I mean, it's just because I'm fat and out of shape and old and decrepit, but yeah. So that's been fun. And I swear to God, it feels like one of my legs is shorter than the other now by like a good half inch.
Probably may need to go see a chiropractor.
I
They can actually help. They'll put you into alignment. So yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I'm out of alignment. I think maybe my spine has gone crooked. It'll straighten out. It'll be fine. I just need to get more exercise. I've been getting out in the garden once a week, and it's been killing me slowly. But it's because I need to get back into shape. So I'm just kind of very slowly chipping away at that particular mountain of fitness. You know.
Oh
I've
yes.
been there before. I've been out of work for a couple of years and then gone into a full-time cleaning job, which is hard graft. And I was working 5-6 days a week, and the first 4 weeks was just constantly taking painkillers for my sore feet and bad back. But when you get back into the routine, you eventually shake it off and you start feeling good. So that's kind of where I'm at the moment. I'm just starting to get back into exercise because I'm so badly out of shape. It's just kind of it's painful. JP's wants a chiropractor that offers happy endings. Well, yeah, I mean, if I can go to the chiropractor and get to watch an episode of Red Dwarf when he's done, that's definitely a happy ending for me.
I don't think JP's was thinking about that, but hey, why not?
Yes, JP's round is a shape, but it's the wrong shape, so unless you're a tortoise. And I'm not a tortoise. I may be shuffling around like one, but don't let that fool you.
And yes, JP, you are correct. Round is a shape, but that is not the shape that most humans want to be.
No, I definitely is not. And I've been trying to get. Excuse me, no, not trying. I've been meaning to get down to Walmart to get some groceries because I'm pretty much all out of food. But my last 2 days, and this is a new experience for me, the last 2 days I have been having bouts of diverticulitis, but without any pain.
That's interesting.
So it's nice not to have the pain, but it has meant that I've still been housebound and not being able to get out anywhere. But yeah, if it's going to happen, a painless bout is definitely preferable.
Yeah.
JP says Red Dwarf and a real happy ending would be a treat. Oh yeah. So, what's on the docket today? Anything new or interesting or annoying to talk about?
Not that I can talk about on the air, but I will say, unlike usual, in 10 days, they will be having a topic-based program.
Oh, cool.
This will commemorate the 20th anniversary. However, I do want to make it clear this is about that day, not random events in your life from whatever. I prefer to center around that point. Now, it's going to delve off of that, but I at least want to start there.
Yeah, that's good. I may try and be there for that one. I have my own story. It's not a particularly complex or deeply troubling one on a personal scale, but it's and I think everybody remembers what they were doing on that day.
And good morning to Tim's Talk.
Good morning, Darth Hester.
Oh,
And yes, good morning, Darth Hester. Good morning.
Going.
Doing all right. What about you?
Pretty good, pretty good. Chiming in. What's going on in this morning?
Just starting out this morning, seeing how things are going. And good morning, Darth Hester. What's going on today?
It's good people.
So what have you been up to?
Not much. No, it's popping around a couple streams tonight. We're talking about like Marvel What If and all that nonsense,
Mm-hmm.
That's what we do around here. We talk crap about Marvel stuff. And DCU, Disney. But tonight we're talking about like the Doctor Strange What If thing. So tonight was pretty much my favorite episode by far. It was great. Like a very serious tone tonight. Nice shift. So
Cool.
yeah.
I haven't seen that one yet. I saw last week's. Which
Oh, dude.
Definitely a big upgrade from the Black Panther Star-Lord episode.
It was massive upgrade. The thing was, I watched the third episode like 2 hours before, so I was catching up. And I was like, and then I watched this episode. I was like, gosh dang, dude, this episode is by far the best. Not overhyping it, because the other, the other couple of episodes before were not that great. But this was like the real one, right? This one seemed like a real episode on TV, or just like there's more stakes to it. I was gonna say that it was more like gritty or whatever. So yeah, whatever the cat is doing, do the cat. The cat messes people up.
It's
JP's.
But no, this episode's worth watching, though. I'll say that.
Yeah, it's been a real mixed bag so far.
We lost Captain
Britain, or we've lost him. He'll be back. But Captain Carter, as they call it, which is really just Captain Britain.
What's up, Jar Tashar? What's going on, man? He's in the chat. What's going on? Yeah.
Am I voting or am I still good?
I don't know. So did you watch the? So you're one episode behind, or you're 2 episodes behind, or?
I'm
Cap-
I've seen episodes
Captain
1,
put
2,
me in backstage.
and 3.
Hmm.
I'm just behind or later, so that's all.
Oh, come on.
Yes, I have a
Oh,
feeling
track.
it's gonna be shit for me today. So
Oh,
I
see
will
if it works now. I'm just wondering if my gifts are fucking it up.
Anything? I
You
guess
sound
not.
fine.
Okay. I'll go out. Have a good stream,
Really?
guys.
I can hear you.
Oh, you can now?
Yeah.
Am I like
Yeah,
clear?
we can hear
Oh,
you,
Yeah,
man.
you're clear.
Where are you going?
okay.
Yeah, stay here.
You're clear.
What a fucking nightmare.
All right, no, we can hear you perfectly.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, I've seen 1, 2, and 3. I just haven't seen the latest one. But I was saying it's been a real mixed bag. You know, we went from Captain Carter, which was half decent, and then we
Yeah.
went to worst bullshit I think I've ever seen out of Marvel, and then we went to a really decent one, and now apparently a really, really, really good one.
Yeah,
But
dude,
I'll
this is
reserve judgment
by
until
far
I've
the
seen it.
best. Sorry, but no, it like why it's the best is because it's so raw, right? It was like nothing we expected. The other ones essentially repainted, like they essentially race swapped or whatever, changed characters, and said what if, right? And like plug those characters in there, like all right, we'll watch these characters because it's what if. So
Yeah.
what this did stuck with the character of Doctor Strange, which they already, it's not a spoiler because it teased it in the trailer and told us what it's going to be. And it's a deeper layered story that felt like actually like something that should be in movies that we would watch. Like it's deeper layered, like an Inception movie. It's very multi-layered. It's, man, it doesn't suck, but like,
Okay.
you know what I mean? It's about not letting go, and it's like it's very Inception, and it's multi-layered. It's not what Marvel needs to do more of. It's like the tone was never the thing with DCU, whatever, taking risks, but man, gosh dang, this is different, but it's different in a good way. So I don't know. I think everyone that's a Marvel fan universally will enjoy this more than they enjoyed the first 4 episodes. Just saying. Plug in it. Bam.
One question: is there any race or gender bending in this episode?
Do what? Sorry, you cut out.
Is there any race or gender bending in this episode?
Nope, not at all.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. I'm starting to think that what Marvel did with this series is they kind of front loaded it with the normal SJW kind of hot topics, the gender bending, the race bending, the woman empowerment, all that kind of stuff, because they know that a lot of these screaming liberals on Twitter won't get past the first or second episode. They just want to kind of check that Disney's doing what they want Disney to do. So I feel like they kind of front loaded it with the kind of 2 hot take episodes, and now they're able to kind of get into the normal meat and potatoes of what if should really be like. If that makes sense.
Look, there's no SAW things, and that's one thing. And it doesn't like gatekeep and doesn't talk down or beat people down.
Yeah.
like what these SJW people I see, they virtue signal and they like take one piece of evidence and they make it the truth, but they can't bring a full multifaceted argument about. No, this is a nice blend of comedy, of action, and it was very fun. It was very fun, and I enjoyed watching it. And this was actually my favorite episode, and it was I was pleasantly surprised too. I mean, it was intriguing, and I had fun with it. It was like I could shut my mind off for it. It was like literally fun, and that's what these projects should be. A project should never beat yourself over the head. And you shouldn't be thinking about these things, but like what's going on in the current climate, they try to do these things. But this, I absolutely had fun with that. I love to hang out with this stuff, and it was just, I just took it for what it was, right? It's like, this is fun, man, and I feel like you had fun with it. I had fun with it. I was like, I'm gonna enjoy it and support it. So.
Yeah, I mean, although I fairly enjoyed episode 1, I felt like episode 3 was really the first episode where they were like, okay, now we can make it without having to check any boxes, without having to, push any hot topics. We can just make a good story for the sake of a good story. And it feels like, from what you say, episode 4 is going to be more of that. So I think they just kind of front-loaded all the bullshit for the first 2 episodes, get that out of the way, and then just start concentrating on normal stories for, good stories for the sake of good stories.
Yeah, because after a while, you got to realize you got to tell real stories. I mean, like literally, man, this was the most real story of them all. Like with the Doctor Strange and the love, like what they're panning out. Gosh dang, dude, we had a long debate on the stream before I came on here about based on like the conversation he had with his girlfriend and like posts afterwards. It was like, all right, so this is pretty like, is he actually alive, or is this like something in the dream world? Like there's 2 conversations that brought up. Is this actually Doctor Strange? Right? Is this actually Doctor Strange in reality, or is this Doctor Strange in a different universe? And we're all having this discussion about this. So, we don't know. We don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's called What If, right? But they do paint out the stakes, and we're all kind of confused about what's going on because, we like in this episode, we both saw the episode where like his eyes are super dark and stuff like that. And then we have the other Doctor Strange that lives necessarily in the universe, right? There's necessarily 2 Doctor Stranges in the same universe, right? So it gets pretty murky from there. I think we can both admit that. It's like, all right, so we got 2 Doctor Stranges living in the same universe. So the big question is like, which one is correct and which one's not? Because the one darkened from the past brings up some good points, but the other one is also trying to level things out, but they both have good points. So and then the timekeeper is also in the background saying, "Hey, yo, dude, calm down." So,
well, that's one of the great things about Strange is because he has access to the multiverse, to so many different dimensions and all that kind of stuff, is that really anything goes. So you can really keep, the viewer guessing as to what's real, what's not real, But I think we should maybe not venture too far into spoiler territory because it has just dropped.
Yeah.
Hello, Darth.
Hey guys,
What's up,
did
Darth?
you see what I mentioned in the comments? It's a real life
Oh,
what
shit,
if.
iPad wrote not. No, I don't see it. Like, hold on.
It's
Let's see.
I'll just reiterate it. What
Yeah.
if Rogue from X-Men 2000 was played by Rachel Lee Cook instead of Anna Paquin?
I'm not a huge fan of either, to be honest.
Okay, let me tell you where this actually came from, because I actually read this morning a article from People magazine. They were interviewing Rachel Lee Cook.
Oh.
And she said one of her regrets was not taking the role of Rogue for X-Men 2000.
Okay.
So I pose to you guys, what if Rachel Lee Cook played
Well,
Rogue?
I don't even know who she is. You gotta show a picture or something.
I think if Rachel Lee Cook had played Rogue, Freddie Prinze Jr. would have turned up and dolled her up.
I see where you're going with
It
that.
wouldn't have been a particularly good movie.
A total she's all that reference. I totally get it.
Did you guys
Nobody
watch
gets that
all? Did you guys watch that? She's All That, the new one.
I didn't watch. I know I didn't watch He's All That. It didn't have Rachel Lee Cook in it, so I didn't care.
It had two of the characters, but Freddie Prinze didn't come back, so that was very foretelling. But
so Rachel Lee Cook did come back.
Okay,
yes,
I'm seeing talk. Sorry, guys, to interrupt. I'm seeing talking, but I'm hearing nothing, so I'm gonna have to drop out. Sorry for interrupting, but
who, me?
Have a good rest of the stream, and I'll catch you in the comments.
Talk to you later.
What do you think about that, Captain? Did you watch X-Men 2000?
Nope.
I didn't see it either. But yeah, Rachel Lee Cook was there. Freddie Prinze Jr. didn't show up. Matthew Lillard was in there towards the end as the principal, and that was it.
Wait. Matthew Lillard is now the principal?
Yeah, he was the principal in LA. It was bad. It was not like. It wasn't the worst thing I saw, but it wasn't horribly bad. But I was like, Addison Rae is not a good actor. She's just TikToker. She's like the most famous TikToker out there. So that's why she got the part. She has never did any acting training whatsoever in her life. But anyways, moving on. So TikTokers don't have to get acting training anymore to star in films. That's what life's moved towards. I'm not offended by that because I've been through acting training. But anyways, she was in the movie, and they did He's All That, and the movie was trash. Of course, on Netflix. It was like, sure, the first one's not that good, but this one's by far
the first one.
I did like the first one, but this one is
it was equally trash. But from what I understand, a lot of the reviewers are going that the new one is more trash than the first one, and it makes the first one look not as much trashy as the
first one looks like an Oscar movie. I'm just gonna
now.
Yeah. No, like now it makes it look like an Oscar movie. Dude, I ain't joking. I watched this new one. I watched it. I watched it when the first night it came out. I was like, all right. I actually really liked the 90s She's All That film. Like Freddie Prinze Jr. was like every guy wanted to be Freddie Prinze Jr. No homo. Every guy wanted to be Freddie Prinze Jr. Everyone that says that they didn't want to be Freddie Prinze Jr. is lying in the audience, and you know it. Every guy wanted to look and be this dude. So, I'm a guy that admits it. So,
and there in the original, she's in the new. She's all that is another what if. What if Paul Walker was still alive? Would he have taken the role?
that's true. And then the thing is that, Paul Walker is, he might have been, but he died. And then,
remember, Paul Walker was one of the original She's All That cast.
Yeah, he's the dude that betted, Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yeah, he was the one that started the whole bet.
Yep. So, yeah. No, it was like, this film was big back in the day. It was big, and it got a lot of buzz, and it set Freddie Prinze Jr. because he did a lot of films after that. Not that the other actors did, but I mean, sure, the Fast and Furious guy did, but like, the other guys kind of scraped after that, and the actress after that, she didn't do shit after that. To be honest, she didn't. That played his girlfriend, and she saw that.
She made a couple more movies.
Yeah, but never became mainstream. And the thing was, he stopped his film control, or his film, his film career. Yeah. He stopped his film career, and these other people didn't. Like, he could have gone on. Like, he was dating. Well, he met Jessica Biel. He was dating her. Jessica Biel later on moved on. Not that her stuff went that much further on, but the only people that really escalated afterwards, to be honest, was him. Sarah, she kind of stopped. I mean, I know they both kind of stopped because they were in love, and they're like, all right, we had our fame when we were young. Let's settle down.
They met on the set of Scooby-Doo, if I remember.
Yeah. So they actually had two Scooby-Doo films. Which the first one which I actually liked. The first one I did. The second one was like, whatever. They were kind of phoning it in, and they were both trying to get out of acting. You could tell they were just like, all right.
Ken Jack Ben makes the point. She was in Josie and the Pussycats movie. I liked that movie. Oddly enough, that's probably one of those movies that everybody has a bad opinion about, but I like that movie for some weird reason.
And Average Jam, I had to look him up. I'm going, what? I don't understand the appeal either.
Yeah, but like what I was saying earlier was the fact that these stars reach a point, Freddie Prinze Jr. is maybe more rare on this, but he got sick. He didn't he wanted to live a more simple life. He did voice acting, right? And he came back for a little bit, but his wife went fully out of it. She's on a talk show and all that. Both of them were pinnacle stars in the 90s, and then it was we don't want this life anymore. And so they came back a little bit to make some money, but, their happiness for this exclusivity or whatever, it was more important. I think that was my main point of it, because they were both big stars, but then they were like, no, we don't want this anymore. We want to raise our family and do all those things, which I respect. So I guess that was my whole point. So,
and to be honest with you, I don't really care too much for Freddie Prinze Jr. Even in She's All That. As far as I'm concerned, they could have replaced him with Josh Hartnett for all I care. I think Josh Hartnett is a better actor than Freddie Prinze Jr. will ever be, if that's saying anything.
Yeah, but then it's also the fact that it's these dumb rules. I'm just gonna call them dumb rules because it's just DiCaprio. You wouldn't put DiCaprio in a role like this, right? he's too good. Yeah, he's a pretty face, and he got typecasted when he was younger. They wouldn't take him seriously. So, like, what's it? Freddie Prinze Jr. is not a great actor, but he's good for these rom-com roles. Like, I would never put DiCaprio in this role. I would never put even a young. If we're gonna go diverse, I would never put Denzel Washington in this role either. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like this genre of shows are very far different than what's today. I feel like it did translate He's All That very well, but it's a film out of time, and Freddie Prinze Jr. was good casting for it, but it was just like, I mean, it's a dumb film. I'm gonna be honest. Like, we all know it's a dumb film. You know, I don't know. I don't know what the point to this is, but like, I mean, these films like this are dumb. Like, Freddie Prinze Jr.
It's a good rom-com.
Yeah. We all enjoyed it. Watched it back. Like, what was that other film that he was in that we watched? The horror films he was in. Remember, like, I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Yeah, that was stupid, but we watched it.
I like I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah. Captain Trek, you watched that? Did you watch that? You know what I did last summer?
No.
Oh, you didn't?
Mm-mm.
Oh, dang.
There are a lot of things I don't remember, but that's. When did that come out?
It wasn't that bad. No,
when did it come out?
Yeah.
I think it was early 2000s.
Yeah, somewhere in there. I'm thinking I don't know, 2001 or like 90.
I'm checking.
Yeah. Well, because the thing was, what's his face? Freddie Prinze Jr. was at peak as his prime, and then you had Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Yeah, Hewitt.
Yeah. Good. You're about to bounce the news.
Yeah. I Know What You Did Last Summer was 1997. Wow. That was even pre. So that was before She's All That.
Yeah.
And it had, I think it also had Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yeah, she was in it. Yeah. Freddie Prinze was in it. I can't think of the other actor. Like, those were the top people at the time as far as like these rom-coms. Dude, they were dominating at the time, and like, if you put them in there, people were watching, and you can't deny it. So it's just like, yeah, that's what was going on in 97, 98, early 2000s. Yeah.
I'm curious, since I haven't got my Netflix back up yet. What was the first She's All That the new one about? Was it like their kids, like Lainey and?
Well, not necessarily, but they did include the original chick. I don't remember her name. The chick that didn't do anything afterwards, right? You had Freddie Prinze Jr. and all these iconic stars in there, but she didn't do anything afterwards. She did absolutely nothing afterwards.
No, I was talking about the new one.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the new one. Like, I'm talking about the chick that Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yeah, Rachel Lee Cook. Of course.
She didn't really do anything after that as far as film career, but she is in that. She plays the mom of Addison Rae.
So it basically is the kids of Lainey Boggs and the other dude.
Yeah,
from the original movie. So it is kind of continuing the story, only with the kids.
Yeah, essentially, because they're like, they was like, yeah, your dad went off to Florida and found a new life and all that, and the way they painted it, and then they're living in this like rich school district or whatever, and she's kind of raising, and Addison is like acting like she's rich and putting off this false ego, like kind of like exposing the hypocrisy of social media, right? Yeah, I mean it. Like, look, this is it's not a very good show, but I don't think it's that bad. I don't think it's as bad as critics are saying it is. But I think Addison's not a very good actress.
Critics, if critics are saying it's bad, it's probably good. Because critics nowadays are full of themselves and want to preach to something. To us.
No, I agree with you because I support the audience score better. Like, and when I go to see a movie, it's like, yep, 100% audience score.
Like I hate to interrupt, but if I probably watch this thing, I'm probably going to end up liking it.
Yeah,
just the way it sounds, because it sounds all right.
Yeah, it's just a more modern take. That's all it is. It's not that bad. Like, I'll give it like a 6.5 or like something like that. It's not horrible. It was entertaining. It's not like the worst thing I watched. But like, to be honest, the first one wasn't that great either. So it's, you know, it's not that deep. You know what I mean? It's like,
hello world. Birdo 5, Kapla.
Kapla.
Sorry
Kapla, bird.
What's it?
Sorry, Cap. I was late. I was.
Ooh,
I forgot what track of time it was. Ended up getting caught in a DS9 loop and watching this DS9.
What's up, bird?
I didn't realize. Good. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, you might as well. Speaking of Freddie Prinze, you might as well call him Freddie Princess Geller, because I'm pretty sure his balls are in Sarah's purse.
What's going on here? What's going on?
What were you talking about? What if or? I didn't.
Oh, that's what this whole
I just come into.
Rachel Lee Cook, he's all that, she's all that conversation started with. I was reading. I'll just reiterate. I found this article in People magazine that I was reading this morning on the internet, and they were interviewing Rachel Lee Cook, and she said one of her regrets was not taking the role for Rogue on X-Men 2000.
Oh, damn. I didn't even know she was eyed for the part. That's great. She didn't do crap after the.
She was called for it. She said she was called for it, but she didn't call back.
Oh, dang. Well, that's great because she didn't do anything after it. Like, my point is, like, you know, why the hell, dude? She's not known for anything else besides She's All That.
But if she did, would we still get Anna Paquin in True Blood?
That's true.
I have no idea who this person is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rachel E. Cook?
Rachel Lee. L-E-E. Actually, it's L-E-I-G-H.
I wouldn't have known unless you told me until today. And I love She's All That. But, like, seriously, like, she's not relevant. Like, not saying she's a bad actress, but, like, God, that sucks.
The only thing that made her relevant was that new He's All That.
Yeah, even looking at her picture, I'm still not sure who she is. Oh, well.
She was in a good bit of rom-coms around the early 90s.
Yeah, she never transcended.
Kind of like Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Well, Jennifer Love Hewitt did a lot more than she did, to be fair. But, yeah, I mean, yeah. She was like in a slew of movies. She was like the hottest thing on earth. And then she did like this summer. Why did you do this last summer?
I know me and my brother didn't call her Jennifer Love Huge Tits for nothing.
Yeah, no, she was like everyone's crush, man. She did a lot of things, but she faded out. She did, indeed.
Hello, Michael Garrick.
And to be honest, they compared to some others, they weren't really that big. It's just we were young, we were dumb. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the thing was, yeah, she was just like proportional, right? She was very proportional.
Yes,
very. If, like, for her shape and everything she worked with, like, it worked. So, yeah. I give her a fair amount of that, but, like, you know, she came back for a little bit, but she was never a great actress, right?
Random Menace knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, she's very nice.
I think that's the only reason I watched every episode of The Ghost Whisperer.
Yeah, she came back for a little bit. Like, she just, like, I feel like she was born at the wrong time. If she was born today, I feel like she would absolutely kill it. She would, like, still, like, every girl, whatever, because she's, like, the right shape. She's not overly, like, porn star shape, but she's just a good shape. Sort of thing.
I see what you're getting. She's just rightly proportioned.
Yeah, she's not over the top. You know, like, if she was today, dude, she would be huge. She would absolutely be huge. But, like, today, like...
I don't know about that, because I don't think they would dress her the way they did in the 90s. And
no, they'd probably have her in something covered up head to toe.
Yeah, you really can't tell anything. You really can't see anything.
Because male gaze bad.
Yeah, they might cover her up too much, but, like, she's too cute, though. Like, I feel like she's still, like, even if you cover her up, like, she doesn't wear the most, like, covered up clothing. I don't know. Who knows? We don't know, like, how things would have worked out for her, but, man, she is, like, she has that...
I just did a Google image view just to remind myself.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, her old photos, but there are some new photos of her just, more modestly dressed, and I don't know, there's nothing, just average at best. Granted, she's older, but
yeah.
I mean, no, but I'm just saying, if you can't see her body shape through her clothing, there's not a lot to go on.
Yeah, which is true. Yeah. It'd be more one of those things you have to kind of tease, right? For her. Because she's an attractive woman, and I feel like everyone knows it. And, but unless if you're not exposed to her, you don't, I guess you don't really know, right? So you gotta find a way. But, no, she's an attractive woman, and, it's all about marketing yourself, right? If you show, like, these nice pictures of her,
and she had it, and she knew it.
Yeah, she was very nice. So, yeah, I don't know. They haven't seen it above, but yeah, she was an attractive woman back in her day. She was very beautiful. So. Like, we could say that about anyone, like any woman, like Pamela Anderson or Madonna or I don't know, there's a bunch of beautiful women. Count Chuck, who's your favorite? Who's your favorite?
I don't know.
Terry Garr.
No. Yeah, I like Pamela Anderson.
I actually don't know who that is. If you want to show a picture or something, I'll look.
Random Menace's last comment. I like that. Oh my god.
Hold on.
She's cute as fuck. Bird.
No, not that one.
Oh.
Yeah, that one.
Who's he talking about? Like what chick?
He's referring to Jennifer Love Hewitt because she was in The Ghost Whisperer.
Oh, Jennifer Love Hewitt is sexy as hell, dude. No, sorry. Yeah. Let her sit on my face or something. Whatever. She's good. Jennifer Love Hewitt. Whew.
Yeah. Jennifer Love Hewitt. Yeah, those were the wallpapers back then. Jennifer Love Hewitt, Cindy Crawford, Salma Hayek.
Oh, dude, Salma Hayek. Oh my god, dude.
And we can't forget one of my favorites, Kathy Ireland.
Oh, Zeta, Penelope Cruz and Zeta
Jones. Yes.
Yes. Gosh dang, dude. It's like it's not even fair. I'm like,
you see, I got a recent photo of her.
Share.
Tap once.
Let's see it.
I mean, I don't. There's not a lot there right now. Current.
No,
that's a more current photo.
Well,
now, granted,
good.
I'm not saying she's ugly by any means, but
look at the top left picture.
Nobody's going crazy over that. Now you go back to, older photos, and you certainly get reasons why, Random Menace is in love with her.
Put it back over her face.
She's still bad. I like these are. Yeah,
it's very cute. That's very, very cute. Look,
but, a little better there than she did in the.
But this,
it goes to the ultimate question: would you kick her out of bed for
that one?
Crackers?
That one bag over her face, absolutely.
Oh come on, she's.
I would never put a bag over her face.
Oh no,
hot,
no.
Like always hot. Like I don't even care. Like it's still she's gonna be saggy. Her boobs gonna be like bigger and saggier and belly kind of saggy. Nah, hell no. Like she's still hot. Like and she's still cute. So she's wifey material. That's what. Yeah. That's just me. I would. Yeah.
Yes, Salma Hayek from Dusk Till Dawn was obscenely hot. Yes. Ken Jack Ben says Elijah Dushku was hotter than her. Oh, that is a tough one.
Bring up a photo. No idea who that is.
She was in I think a J.J. Abrams show called Dollhouse. And she was which was kind of like, it had some sci-fi tech into it. It was about these female spies that can download any type of personality to fit their type of job that they were going on, and they could basically be anything when they lay in this machine. It was cool. So they were like basically dolls. I think it was on Sci-Fi, if I remember correct.
I'm trying to think of the show, man. I don't know, man. Like honestly, I don't know. I was trying to think of. I was like sitting there thinking. I have no idea. No idea.
Okay. Summer Glau now, yes, Darren Wagner. I'd have to agree with you. Summer Glau back on back in Firefly. I'm not so. No, I was probably a little too young.
Hmm.
Yes, Dollhouse was Joss Whedon.
What's going on in the chat? Like, the chat seems pretty active right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Allison Hannigan, I agree, was very cute.
Hmm.
But let's see. She was kind of like that nerdy type cute. I don't know if it was all those American Pie movies that I watched that had me into that stereotype, but I guess.
Yeah.
I guess when every time you see her face, you go this one time at band camp. Maybe that'll do some to your.
One time in band camp. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. And like Tara Reid too. Like, she was super popular back in the day too.
She was okay till she got the implants, and then they look botched.
Yeah, it's weird, dude. That she was like A-list for a little bit, or
She
no?
was. She was practically on the way.
Yeah, and then she got put to the side, and then now she's in Sharknado or whatever. Like, and she's not even the main character, but that's the selling name. But they did all these Sharknado films, but she won't get cast anymore. However, so I don't know what's going on with that though. But like, yeah, she got those fake tits, and she was like, she did porn or whatever, or she did what was it? She did a spread, right? And then after that, she obviously put herself in the, where she's not going to cast in Hollywood again. But it's like her story was like something different. Who's that?
That's Elijah Dushku.
Is that the chick that went in American with American Pie? Not American Pie. The other one.
She was also in Bring It On with Kirsten Dunst.
No, she would have looked much better if she hadn't had plastic surgery.
Yeah.
There's no way.
She didn't do anything after this, though. That's the thing. Like, what other movies was she in? Nothing.
What?
Yep. Nothing.
After what? Dollhouse?
No. She's what was it? Bring It On with Kirsten Dunst. Bring It On. She didn't do anything.
No, she did Dollhouse, the TV series.
Oh, Dollhouse. See, I've never seen Dollhouse. Like, it's not mainstream. Is what is my point.
It was on Sci-Fi.
It's on Sci-Fi. Gotcha. But it's not like a show like Friends, right? It's not a show like Friends, and not a show for like a friend like Off.
I think it only had a couple seasons.
Yeah, like I'm saying, like a universal, well-known show. Like for like anyone, if you think of a show, you're not going to mention that. You're going to mention your favorite all time. You're going to mention Friends. You're going to mention like Parks and Rec. You're going to do like there's multiple like Cosby Show.
What do you say?
How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah, How I Met Your Mother, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, like multiple shows. Like there's multiple good shows, but you would never mention that show. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? That's what I was mentioning. Like, there's plenty of shows that are iconic and stuff, but like she's not a well-known name. Like no one would even know that.
No,
like the general.
Ken Jack Ben. There's
no
way.
Good morning, Darren Wagner.
Good morning.
Yeah, there's no way I'm confusing her with Shannon Elizabeth. Good morning, Darren.
Good morning.
What's going on this morning?
I wanted to show you a picture, and we'll see if you guys can tell who this is.
Okay.
But Darth Hashtar, it's too bad though. She is sexy though.
Yep.
She's a good looking
Yeah.
woman.
Alicia Silverstone.
Yeah. She was all the rage. Early to
What's
mid
going on with
90s.
her?
Yeah.
Sad to believe, but yeah, that's
Oh.
Alicia Silverstone.
Yeah, everybody gets old. Yeah.
She is
So-
old. I mean,
The
that's
way she
what
looks
happens.
there looks like a total Karen.
Well, she's, obviously not wearing makeup, and a lot of these women that we see, would look very different without it.
Yeah.
And, so, yeah, I mean, yeah. So, anyway, that was Batgirl. I think that was the last movie she was ever in, too, playing Batgirl. I don't think her career's.
Sally
Covered.
Field, even in Forrest Gump,
Mhm.
they had
She
to age her up to play his mother.
Yeah, they did.
Well,
Yeah.
considering that she played his love interest in a movie just 10 years earlier, I think it was.
That's true.
Yeah.
Darren.
Yeah.
Wow. I like you mentioned that, and then it just popped back into my head. Like, wow.
The movie
The
was.
funny-
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was going to say the funny
What?
thing is that she also played Aunt May in with Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Like what we were saying, they said you ate like Tom Hanks, right? She played Tom Hanks' love interest. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah. The movie was called, I believe, Punchline, and it came
Yeah.
out in '88. And they both were stand-up comedians on a circuit, and yeah.
Yeah, the funny thing also, it's funny that you mentioned that too, because like it also happened a little bit before to that. Like there was another film with someone else that they played like the older character, but then they played the mom character. I can't remember the film. It was like one of the films we were talking about earlier. I'll have to bring it up, but like I don't know if it was like Forrest Gump or whatever. Like I already brought up the Sally Field played Forrest Gump's.
Mhm.
Forrest
Well,
Gump's mom.
I kind of got
And
creeped
then-
out when I saw the 2014 Godzilla movie, because in that movie, the actors who played Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver were playing husband and wife,
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
and they were smooching each other, and it's like,
I didn't have a problem with it. That was kind of odd.
let's get a couple of years of disparity between the two films at least, But anyway,
Yeah. No, they do that. They do that sometimes. Yeah. And a quick fact over here, like Ben Affleck played Superman. Well, played the actor that played Superman, and
Yeah.
then the Martha character from Man of Steel, I can't remember her name, played like his love interest in there. So
Diane Lane, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like in the film where you're having like the original Superman play this character, it was his love interest. So, yeah, but it's
Give it
funny how
time.
they tie these things in together. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Ken Jack Ben, give it time. We will probably have a resurgence of body swap movies like Trading Places, Freaky Friday. Just give it time.
Yep.
I give it a year because they are running out of ideas. Probably not even that. I'd give it a year at least. I'd almost bet on it.
Well, the problem is with they'll do it all wrong though. They'll insert race and gender identity politics into it, and
Yeah, you know what? I was really surprised about let's go say surprised. But like with this new movie, Netflix movie, as far as like He's All That, they didn't insert any political things in it. Like this was the first thing I've ever seen that they didn't insert any like woke stuff in it, and I was like, oh my gosh, if I betted like $1 or like $1 million on this or something, because this like all these Netflix stuff are 100% like most likely 90% woke, and I'll fall into some of them. But dude, this was not.
I would say the
God.
entire premise of the film is woke. They didn't need to hit you over the head with it. The general premise of a mean girl in high school giving a wallflower a makeover, and turning him into the most popular guy in school, and that she had done that something like that before with her previous boyfriend. That to me is a woke concept.
Yeah, it's like a double standard or whatever. Like, what does it point out, right?
I would disagree. I mean, it's more of a remake of what the hell was that movie? Crap.
Well, it's a remake of She's All That, just with a gender twist.
Yeah, that's what the film was. I mean, Cap, did you see it?
That's why it's called He's All That.
No,
and they use the same song.
Never mind. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I felt like, to be honest, I don't think it was like, I felt like it was I don't think the film's great. The first one wasn't that great. Sure, I think the other one, the first one, the original was better, but I feel like this one wasn't woke at all. I feel like it was like a good depiction of it, but it just like the acting was bad in some scenes, but like they did have some good points to it. Like, I don't want to be hypercritical of it. Like, I took it for what it was. It was all right, but so I don't know. What did you think? I mean, what did you think of it? You watched it, or?
I tried to watch it.
Just try to watch it. Yeah. I mean, so what do you think about it? Like the parts that you did watch. Like I watched the whole thing.
Well, it was. It shows a female dominant high school culture, and the guys are portrayed as being
beta males.
Beta, yeah, pretty much. Or faux alpha. And the introduction of social media into the concept also.
It just their worth, which is very weird. Like it's not even reality. You know what I mean? It just like just based on your following, that makes you more powerful than this other dude. Like I'm just like, all right, this other dude, like, and then it exploits that reality because the guy in Cobra Kai beat the dude's ass. It's like, all right, dude, you're not reality. We don't give a shit, like, because you have all these following you. And that's what I kind of appreciate about it, because it's like, look, dude, you may be big on the internet, but you're not who you say you are, because I'm the real deal. So like I do like that. I do like that aspect, but the film is cheese. But I mean, I did like the fact that they're pointing out that these social media people need to chill out. Right? It's not reality. Not all this reality, especially Twitter and Instagram and all that. And it was like, so there were some good things about it, but I was just like, man, like I could only like I would not want to be in high school today. No, I will tell you that.
No.
But, yeah. I mean, that seems a bit ridiculous, like what was going on. Maybe that's not reality, but like in a bigger high school, I could see that being a thing. I could definitely see that being a thing.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, there are infinitely more distractions today than when I was there.
That's like
good morning, Darius. What's going on this morning?
What's up, Darius? Darius here? What's going on, man? But you know what I mean? Like if it like say like bird, prey, and captain track, we're all athletes, and then Darth and you are not like you're not the top tier athlete, and we're all living in this like different type of universe or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So things are misconstrued. Like it's I don't know how to describe it, but like it's not reality. And what's going on today is that these people are like, sure, these people aren't getting paid yet. Like you gotta like reach and get your sponsors eventually when you get so big. But
Right.
you're not getting until you get like super big. But then also they're like in high school and everything else, you're not living in that reality. Like these other people are going to be like actually have things going for them, but because you have more clout. Like, all right, this is my example. I'm going to bring up. So, and then someone pointed out to me, and it was like this awakening moment.
Are you arguing the status quo?
Yeah, I am. Like, well, look at this
The high school cast of social hierarchy.
Yeah, I'm arguing that because look, you'll have like basketball players, you'll have football players, you'll have like professional athletes, and then you have a social media person that thinks they're important, but obviously the basketball players like makes millions of dollars. That's what I'm bringing up right here. Like, I mean, even this movie points out that or whatever. So it's just like I don't know. I'm done. So
Okay.
yep.
So, okay, what's going on, Darren?
Nothing.
There. Oh, sorry. Oh, you're saying hi to Chris in the chat. Sorry.
Apparently, nephew O'Brien has learned to walk up and down up the steps.
Oh,
is new.
That's
So
what she said.
Sis O'Brien just says upstairs, and he goes up 2 flights of stairs. Well, 2 flights of half a flight, a landing, and another half a flight. So
wow.
It was interesting to watch.
Of course.
For sure.
Then he claps when he makes it to the top.
Of course.
Yeah, like these social media stars. So let's point out the hypocrisy of this was what I'm seeing. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's probably the only social commentary there was.
Yeah, sorry, to bore everyone. But yeah, it's just like things I think about. It's like, man, I see all these things happening, and like, I've been on TikTok and other things. So I see these thirst trap things going on, and people monetizing on OnlyFans and stuff like that, and whatever whatever else is going on. We all see it, and you got to find a nice balance in between. And I never want to. Clearly not me or whatever. I'm not a girl. I'm not going to OnlyFans, right?
Honestly, if you can do it, do it. I mean,
I gotta go. Sorry, I gotta go grab something to eat. I'll be right back.
No problem.
I'd feel too weird doing OnlyFans.
Yeah,
I feel more weird that somebody might actually pay. I mean, if I went on and nobody paid anything, I'd be like, okay, good. But then I feel more weird if somebody's like, yeah, send me a picture of your feet.
I mean,
oh, fuck.
You're definitely young. I've seen your TikToks, Tim. You could probably pull it off, man.
Oh, Tim could. If Tim was on there, he'd be being passed around like the new guy in prison.
Yeah.
You could certainly make side money, Tim, on OnlyFans. It's not the money I'd want, but it's nice to have that option.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Like, people have weird fetishes. I'm not gonna lie. Like you show your some people like feet, man. Because like not a lot of people on air like to show their feet. Which I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think my feet are ugly, but I'm just like that's the last thing I'm gonna show. It's like, I don't really
No,
think
I
about
was
it.
just using feet as an example.
Yeah.
Because I have nothing, nothing particularly
I had to
going
mute
for
myself.
me. You, on the other hand, you got plenty. So
Yeah. No, like that's came across a couple times, whatever. But it's just like the thing is, like I'm thinking about like it is interesting. I want to bring up it is
you'd get
interesting the
some sick
fact that
bastard that just watch you braid your hair or something.
yeah, it is weird because I like look, man. I've had some like weird Instagram people just like message me and like send me voicemail things, and I'm like, what the hell is this? And I'm not even that big on I'm much bigger on TikTok, but like I've had some weird like they'll follow me on my other social medias and they'll send me weird messages. I'm like, what the WTF is this? And I'm just like, I don't even know how to respond. And if I respond, I just make it worse. So
They want your beauty.
yeah, those Raylo fan things, that's a real thing. I'm not even like I don't even like the sequel trilogy. And I like everyone's like, oh, sacrilegious, whatever. It's just like not our army, but like I was like, yeah, just because I look like the dude, doesn't mean I like the sequel trilogy. And I just kind of played the part, whatever. But like it's
You just should go to a convention dressed up and just tell all the Rays to line up. You'll get to them one by one.
Well, the funny thing is, I've never grown my hair out till the pandemic. In October will be the first con I come back to dressed up as Kylo Ren because I've always dressed up as Goku or Nightwing, and this is the first con I'm dressing up as Kylo Ren from where he wears this what was it, the Supreme Leader Snoke outfit or the Supreme Leader outfit. So I'm getting that. I have that costume coming in. I got the new dark saber coming in. Well, I got one saber in, but they gave me the wrong one, so I'm gonna send it back. But yeah, I'll show you. So
and let's see. Good morning, Envy.
Morning, Cap, Bird, Tim, Hester.
keep going. But yeah, I want the one.
Good morning.
Yeah, so this hilt is super heavy compared to my other
It
one.
even looks heavy.
So I got this saber back here. This is the Disney one or whatever. You can tell the difference. Like a legit saber compared to the other one. Look at the difference. Like
yeah, you can see the color difference very easily.
Yeah, this one's like far superior in color. And dude, this one is but look, this one is so much heavier compared to the other one. Like when I swing it around and stuff like that, man, you really feel like the weight. But
that hilt looks monstrous.
Dude, it's freaking huge.
Tim, is that is that an Ultra Saber or is that from a different company?
This is the Black Series saber, actually. This is the 2015 one. They sent me the wrong one. I was mad about it because the 2019 version has the pulsating. This one only flickers. The 2019 one crackles more and looks like you can actually see like Kylo Ren's lightsaber thing. His kyber crystal is cracked. And it shows it, and this only flashes, and I want to be able to see it, right? It should be like you see the like it pulsates. You know what I mean? Like in the saber, it pulsates. There's like a huge difference, and I was like really mad. I was like, I ordered the saber, I got it within a week, wherever. I was like, oh, it's pretty fast shipping and stuff like that. But I was like, okay, this is not the right one. They put like Elite because there's a difference between the Elite. It is an FX, but it's not the Elite. Elite is the 2019 because also you can take these the side parts out really easily. You squeeze in and you maneuver them around, they pop out. And I also want them for like videos and TikToks type stuff like that. But yeah, let's get deep and sweaty into it. But the best lightsabers, I think most of us all know, are the NeoPixel, right? Those are those are super bright. But then Star Wars recently came out with the new news that they had those one sabers that, like, essentially, like the neon, the LED or whatever is in there, it kind of folds up and goes out like this, right? I don't know what those are called. Did you guys see those?
No, I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with them myself.
No, like if you go on like Disney, like on the Disney Star Wars page, those are the new things they're advertising right now. But like those are the best Star Wars lightsabers that are coming out. They're not out yet, but the top dogs right out now are the NeoPixel. Like the NeoPixel have like multiple LED lights within the saber. They're not battle friendly though. They're not battle friendly like something like this, whatever. But they're super bright. Like my other saber back there, like when I like say we're in like daylight, it doesn't look that good. But if I bring in my black saber here, it still looks legit during daylight. And then you bring your NeoPixel, and it's like NeoPixel's like hold my beer, right? It's like NeoPixel's like the brightest of ever. Like it's like you know those cars that have like the halogen light?
Yes.
Right? The halogen headlights? That's kind of what the NeoPixel is. It's so blindingly bright, it looks like a lightsaber even during the day.
So where are you? So where are you going? Where's the con at?
Oh, it's in Indianapolis.
When?
October 16th through the 18th or whatever. That weekend. It's all weekend. I think I'm gonna go.
And good morning, Dave G Sounds.
Tim, I need you to send me that link on where on that con, because dude,
Okay.
I only live 2 hours from Indy.
Oh,
hey Tim, Chris, what's up?
Nice. What are you in Illinois or something?
I'm right on the border. I'm right on the Indiana border, Illinois border. I live 5 miles. No, not Ohio. I live the other way.
Okay.
I don't live by Ohio. Ohio's the other way.
Okay.
No,
yeah, I know.
I live over near. I live south of Terre Haute.
Oh, okay. Nice. Yeah, I'm just outside of Terre. Ward's boards.
You're just outside of Terre Haute?
Yeah,
Where?
like 20 minutes. Yeah.
Oh, bud, we got to meet up one of these days.
Yeah, and make sure you bring Envy's favorite movie along.
Oh, the hell with you, Cap. No, Tim, do you know about Sewer Lair Toys?
No, I don't.
That's where I've been getting all those toys I display that I've been buying. Dude, you're only 20 minutes away from the place I buy them from.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, let me actually shit. Cap, do I still have a wrench?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Tim,
I'm gonna on Twitter or something, or Facebook, or we're friends on Twitter or Facebook.
I think we are. Well, I know we're on TikTok together, but I only been on TikTok the last couple times dealing with political stuff.
Gotcha. Yeah. What's this trying to think? But I know Ords also lives in Illinois, and so does what's this face? Our Phil TMT lives in Illinois. I'm trying to I'm going to the Comic-Con or whatever, trying to convince them to go, because I hope Indiana's not as strict about the mask. I don't want to go to Comic-Con. Yeah, I will not go to the Comic-Con if I have to wear a mask, because that ruins the experience. I'm just saying, Comic-Con's about having fun, hanging out with people and all that, and however we feel about the mask mandates, it's fine, but I want things to get back to normal, and I really do want to have fun time at Comic-Con, and I'm probably gonna rent a hotel on the weekend. Yeah. But so yeah, it's
and here's here's their Facebook page for Sewer Lair Toys. Yeah, man, that's where I buy a lot of the stuff I get, and I try to. And since you're so close, man, and you might want to collect some stuff too, Check your stuff out, man. They get new stuff all the time. They got the new figures for the Ghostbusters in, I think last time I was there.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm looking at, like, I'm eyeballing the black suit Superman costume right now. I got the Kylo Ren. I ordered it from, like, overseas costume, whatever. I got the Supreme Leader Snoke, not the Supreme Leader costume of Kylo Ren coming in. It's gonna be dope as hell. From the Rise of Skywalker film, whatever. Got that costume coming in, and then yeah. So I got my green screen that just came in that I gotta unbox later on today. Got my backdrop, but yeah, like my cosplay, I'm about to up it by 9,000. But yeah, dude, I'm so ready to like get back to normal. I can't wait to go back to Comic-Con, dude. That's my favorite thing to do. Meet new people and just engage. Like that's what life is about. And dude, it's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna go all weekend. No name bops. It ain't San Diego, but there's still like 10,000 people that still go off and on throughout the weekend. So it's whatever. So
when the last Comic-Con I got to go to was in Tampa, Florida. It was in a very, I don't know who thought this was a good idea. They put it in a very small hotel venue, but still ended up having a great experience. Ended up meeting this guy, Eric Shellman, who I still talk to on Facebook. And this guy wrote a zombie series with a guy named, the character's name is Flex Sheridan. And the series is called Dead Hunger. And really, really an enjoyable zombie apocalypse series. Very enjoyable. And this is something, yeah, I'm going to brag about this guy a little bit because he did something really nice for my wife, and I had no idea he was going to do it. While my wife was in Afghanistan, I had mentioned that on Facebook, and he got with me probably. He said, hey, I want to create a character based on your wife's likeness. And so I said, all right, let me ask my wife if she's okay with that. She said, sure. She knew the guy, and he wrote a character that was pretty much had my wife's name in it and had her likeness. Yeah, he changed her military career. Obviously, she was, I think, in the book, a helicopter. But still, I mean, as I was reading the books, and she was brought up a couple of times later throughout the other books. I just thought it was so goddamn nice and cool. And then about a year later, but during the time he brought that book out, he grabbed one of the pictures from my Facebook and said, the character named Rachel Reed is based on this real life American hero here.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, sorry, I was like, I'm not in the chat, so like there's some there, but like, no, that's pretty cool. Like that you met someone like that. Like that's the point of like cons is like meeting like new people and having those experiences with them. Because I hadn't been this like I haven't been in the con for like 3 years, or like it was like post pandemic. Like my hair was a hell of a lot shorter before the pandemic or ever. This is the first time I grew my hair out because of the pandemic. It's like my COVID skin or whatever. I always joke with that around that, but like because I used to always be like super clean cut. But no, like it's really nice going to Comic-Cons or whatever else. My dream is to go to San Diego Comic-Con one day and meet people there. But no, I'm definitely going in October in Indianapolis, and I would like to go. I want to go to other cons. I was actually looking at going to Disneyland or Disney World, but I don't want to wear a mask. I mean, I don't want to like. Yeah, so I don't want to wear a mask all the time. It's like when you go to work and you have to wear it like 8 hours a day. I'm just like, Jesus, you know what I mean? And then like you just want to go to a place and just like have fun, and it's like Florida is reeling it back, whatever. You have to wear a mask the whole time, and then you have to like go at this. It sucks. It sucks. You can't breathe or whatever. But I do want to visit. I've been to Disneyland once and Universal Studios. I do want to go back. and visit, but just man, God.
I think you would like Islands of Adventure, also.
Yeah, like
Islands of Adventure and Universal, both fun places to go as well. I used to live. I lived in Florida a long time. I lived in Jacksonville most of my life. My mom still lives in Jacksonville, Florida. She's been there since I was 9 years old. And then eventually I was stationed in Tampa. So I took advantage of going over there to those places because I figured I might as well while I'm here. And have you, are you going to, are you going to do the scar? You going to put the scar on?
Oh no, I had the scar on earlier. Yeah, I was on.
I meant for the con. Are you going to take? No, not for the con.
Oh yeah, I'll do the. Yeah, for the con I will. Yeah, I thought you were talking about tonight. Yeah, I was on another stream earlier.
No. I meant for the con. You were talking about you were doing the post. You were doing the Supreme Leader Ren costume.
Yeah, I'm definitely doing the scar. Whatever. I'll probably have probably get it done by one of my friends. This is a girl, so it looks a little bit more like deepened or whatever, or looks professional. Because I'm not a professional. I just do it. Whatever. It's like whatever. I'll experiment. I was like, all right, that looks decent. I'll just do it. But if I go, I'll probably have one of my friends that's because I have a girlfriend, not girlfriend, but I have a friend that works for she's a business owner and she does that. I'll just ask her and she'll do it for me. All right, can you do this real quick? And she'll be like, yep, okay. And then I'll go to the con. I'm like, she did this, so I'll promote her. So it's whatever.
Michael Garrick, sorry, Tim. I just noticed in the chat. Michael Garrick, I have a feeling he's going to have no problem meeting up with Ray, with people in cosplay Ray.
Huh. Yeah. Yeah. I've actually had. Oh yeah. Oh god. No, I've had some girls on Tinder. Just be like, yeah, let's meet up at the next Comic-Con or whatever. But then the whole COVID stuff happened. But yeah, I'm anxious. I haven't been talking to them, so I haven't followed up. My TikTok's growing, so it's I think what I'm going to do is announce it on there. But it's always better going with I would love to for people that actually show up, people that they're maybe not just chicks, but dudes.
I'm right here, man. We could meet up. I don't have any stuff to cosplay in, unfortunately, but I still love cons. Unfortunately I don't have the money. I've been asked why I don't cosplay, and I say honestly, I just don't have the money for it to spend on that for me.
Yeah. No, yeah, cosplay is definitely indeed an investment for sure. I definitely shop around for several months and I shop around and then I'm like, all right, this is the best price, so I'm gonna buy it. And they have enough viewership or enough reviews, so I'm gonna buy it. I don't like to buy things. Sure, you buy what you're gonna pay for, but oftentimes I buy things used, to be honest, or as new. But my Nightwing costume I did buy new. It was custom made. We've had this conversation before, but some things are just worth buying brand new. They just are. You get what you pay for. I will admit that. But yeah, because I'm kind of getting in a new territory now with my cosplay stuff, or whatever. As far as TikTok, dude, TikTok is weird. TikTok is very weird. I don't know how to explain.
Tim, I still don't know how to navigate TikTok very well. I pop around, and yeah, I follow you, so I do get your stuff that pops up. But yeah, TikTok's still weird for me to figure out. But hey, man, like I said, if we get a chance, you're close. I'm close. We can meet up in TH. You know, head out to. I'd love to go to. I'd love to meet you at the con as well if I can get a chance to go. I'd probably bring my family because I know my son and daughter would probably love it to see all the people up and everything. Yeah, if I was going to go to Indiana, what I'd probably do is I would probably go for a day and just bring my family along with me. And because I think they would have fun. One of the best experiences I got out of the Tampa Comic Con was I took my daughter with me and I took her kicking and screaming, my oldest. And the thing I wanted to take her because she's a very talented artist. She has wonderful calligraphy skills. She's a hairstylist now and a makeup stylist. That's what she went to school to do. But she met artists and met writers and started realizing that, you know, this is really something people do for a living. And yes, you can be passionate about it. And she really got into asking questions that she was asking about art stuff and things like that. And I was like, I just sat back because I'm like, I have no fucking idea what the hell she's asking about, but you know, whatever. Oh, hey guys, here's a good one. Here's an interesting. I was watching Star Wars Galaxy or Disney Galaxy on Gallery. I think it's Gallery on Disney Plus, and then I watched is it Thor Skywalker? And, you know, he had a real nice video and he brought up a really good point in it. And it was something I was reading in the gallery when I was watching the gallery and stuff is, you know, the whole thing was talking about the season final, The Mandalorian, and bringing Luke back in. And you can really, when you look at, now I'm not trying to start controversy with bringing up The Last Jedi, but let's just go here because it's true. You look at the tone and the reaction and the attitude of Rian Johnson about Star Wars. And then you hear Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. And whereas Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni really have a passion and a love. I mean, they are literally living in heaven in a sense because they are fans getting to create the Star Wars content. And they seem to really be enjoying it and taking it very seriously. Whereas I'm sure Rian Johnson took the movie seriously, but he's a very, very different kind of director. And I think the wrong director for Star Wars because he made a bad Star Wars movie. I mean, and the reason was because, and the thing was like, well, you didn't get the Luke you wanted. Here's the key point I thought was really what hit home. If you're going to take Luke and make him a broken person, that's got to be shown on camera. You can't just put it in a couple of seconds backstory thing in a clip and then say, oh, this now all makes sense. No. This has to be, I think the way he said it was, and I agreed with this, is that kind of thing has to be earned. There has to be a reason why he's broken like this for us to see, because Luke meant something to so many people for so long that he's an inspiration of hope. He's, hey, I can go from simple beginnings and become more than what I am.
Yeah. Like, I think the biggest controversial thing that's going on right now is like, sure, like everything you say is a very good point, but like what's going on with Star Wars, like, you know, it does need to be like fixed or rewritten or whatever. Like that whole statement from Filoni or Filopi or whatever, when he said that Ahsoka, he's trying to pump up, you know, Ahsoka. I knew Ahsoka was coming soon or whatever when they had the series and all that, what they were doing. I knew she was already coming, and then that's what she said. But anyways, but then they said that Ahsoka is more powerful than Luke, or whatever, as far as training. You know what I mean?
No.
They did that on purpose.
I heard that too, but I've seen the same thing. No. What they meant was she was just more experienced, not more powerful in the Force. Because you got to remember that her training versus Luke's training. And dude, we could have a total topic on that one. one of these days.
Yeah. No, I see what you're saying, but the thing is, I wasn't even like as far as like power scaling, but the thing was the reason why he said that is to pump out the new series of of Ahsoka, right? What I was pointing at is like I knew Ahsoka was going to come back because they pumped her in the Clone Wars series. So I knew she was going to come back in The Mandalorian. I already knew. It was completely obvious to me. I had a spider sense. And then it was also obvious that that Cobra Kai was going to come back because they dropped all the Cobra Kai, like Cobra Kai or Karate Kid 1, 2, and 3 on Netflix. And then a couple weeks later, what drops? Cobra Kai. They all of a sudden they lost the deal to YouTube Red or whatever, or they dropped
No.
them.
What happened?
So
no, hold on a second. What happened was YouTube Red realized they were not going to be able to continue using a subscription platform like they did. And originally, Cobra Kai was pitched to Netflix and other various companies, obviously, but YouTube knew they had a hit, but YouTube knew they also didn't have the financials to really keep it going. So they wisely enough sold off the rights. And then we got Cobra Kai. We're getting season 4. And then we find out, hey, we are getting Cobra Kai season 5. That's already been announced. That was one of the best things I saw. Hey, we've been renewed for season 5. I'm like, damn, we're getting 2 more seasons of that.
Yeah, no. What I was pointing out though that they lost how I knew Cobra Kai was coming to Netflix prematurely is that all 3 of the Karate Kid films dropped like a couple weeks before we even got Cobra Kai. Like the 3 Karate Kid films dropped on Netflix before we even got any of these Cobra Kai Netflix series or from YouTube Red. So I was like, wait a second, why is I thought for a second, I was like, why is Karate Kid, all 3 of them, I don't count the fourth one, I'll later drop, but I was like, okay, why is this dropping on Netflix? A couple weeks later, season 1 drops, season 2 drops, and then we later on see season 3 drop. Yeah, I know they lost their contract, but dude, there was a plan for that. And then like the whole thing with the Ahsoka thing, dude, I was like, they started doing the Ahsoka thing with Rebels, and they started doing with like they do with Clone Wars and Rebels, and painting out her as like a bad AF, and they had the image come out on her of being Rosario Dawson, and Jon Favreau called the actress up and said, hey, do you want the part? Just like she did Gina Carano. And, the rest is history from there. Like, I was already kind of like looking, I was like, okay, something's going on here. Why they're bringing Ahsoka Tano? Ahsoka Tano was never canon until like the animated series. Like, she's like an afterthought. So like why this argument of her being stronger than Luke Skywalker is divisive, because she was never like considered. She's a new thing of canon. I realize in the time period that they're comparing her, she was more well trained than Luke, but I mean, it's multi-factored, right? Because like power scaling, someone can be more powerful in the Force or do whatever. So it doesn't drive me that crazy, right?
It's really not about that. But I did notice something.
Good morning, Michael T. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, Cap. I did notice something, Tim. I think I would be willing to pay $100 to have a photo op with William Shatner.
Oh, I would too.
As I'm looking at the Indiana convention, and here's the guest celebrity list that's on so far: Gates McFadden, Saturday and Sunday. Elizabeth Henstring, for those of you who may not know, she was on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. William Shatner, Friday and Saturday only. So, yeah.
Dude, I would get a picture with William Shatner.
Kevin Nash. He looks like a wrestler, a New World Order wrestler. I don't know who that is. And then Chandler Riggs, the kid who played Carl in The Walking Dead. Yeah, I love Dante Basco, the guy who played Rufio from
Peter Pan?
From Hook. Yeah, Rufio from Hook.
Nice.
Unfortunately, here's too bad. I saw who's also gotten canceled. This is disappointing because I saw they had Bruce Boxleitner. Oh, I would have loved I would have loved to have met him just to talk about Babylon 5 and Tron.
Yeah. William Shatner's cool enough for me. That's pretty cool.
No, I definitely will. I would definitely take the time for William Shatner and pay to have a photo op with him. And if I can, dude, I'd be putting that up. Michael Garrett, why would Kevin? I have no idea. It's a con. We have all kinds of people for different things. I don't know wrestling really well. One of the biggest wrestling guys I know is Jericho, and that's only because he has a band that I thoroughly love that's called Fozzy, and he has a channel. He has a show on Octane called The Rock of Jericho, where he comes in and plays all kinds of different music and stuff. And this is how I know who that guy is, because I haven't kept up with anything with wrestling, and fuck that.
I don't know anything. John Cena.
Oh, he was the Russian. Oh, Michael T says he was the Russian in the Thomas Jane Punisher movie.
No. John Cena. I know Dave Bautista. He'd be cool, but like John Cena, The Rock, of course, everyone knows The Rock. Besides out of that, like, dude, I don't follow wrestling. I don't anymore.
Michael T might know this answer because here's the guest artist: Jeff Easley, Michael Golden, Bob Hall, Arthur Sudam, Reese Wittershatter, I believe is the name. So I'm out of touch with what who's who anymore in the artist world. I've been out of that since the early 2000s. But still the whole point is you're right about this. It's when it comes to a Comic-Con, it's not just about meeting celebrities. It's the experience, the atmosphere. I mean, it is one of the places. It's a geek fest. It's a geekgasm. We get to go in. We get to be geeks. We get to see all these other vendors, and you see all kinds of different ways geeks do it. I will probably see some D&D stuff or role-playing stuff. You're going to see some video game stuff. You're going to probably find, when I go to a con, I like finding either one of two things, new stuff or old stuff.
Yeah, and like the cool thing is like they, I sat there for like half hour last time I went, like watching lightsaber fights, lightsaber duels. Like that's a thing. Like literally, they'll have that go on for hours. People lightsaber duel. I was like watching their style, right? So that's pretty entertaining. And then they'll have like these side junkets they can sit and watch, whether it's film or like it's different type of topics or whatever. It's it's pretty cool. You don't just have to walk around to like these venues, but like they have the signings, of course, but then they'll have like other things going on the side. So no, it's all it's pretty fun. I mean, you can make a whole day out of it. Like, so yeah, I look forward to going back.
Well, another thing is a lot of reasons why people go is and I'm one of them, even though I don't get to dress up because I don't have the stuff. I love seeing people at these cons the way they dress up as characters they love. You can go to a con, you'll see a Darth Vader show up, you'll see Harley Quinn show up, you'll see a Batman show up, a Spider-Man, you'll see Rick Grimes. You'll see all kinds of people dressed up as a character they like just for that experience. Any other day of the week, they wouldn't do this, but they come and they do it for this experience. And the thing is, whereas if you did that anywhere else, you look like a weirdo. When you do it at a Comic-Con, it's like, dude, that's, I've gone up to people at Comic-Cons and I said, I've asked them about, how they made their suits, how they got them, things like that, because I've seen some, when you look at some of the TV shows now and you look at some of the makeup stuff, and it's like, we say, dude, I've seen better fucking makeup at a cosplay. And that's not saying that the cosplay is cheap. These people are fans and they are limited on their money, and they still put their heart and soul into it just for the experience.
Hey, Captain, have you ever been to a Comic-Con?
Nope.
Do you have any desire to go to one?
I've been to one con. I wasn't impressed, and I'm not paying to go to the big ones. But I like hearing about it.
I enjoy the experience. I got some. If I could pull, I'd have to look through my server.
I wish Wesley Crusher were able to come on because he's been to several.
Yeah, like the whole Bebop thing, whatever. The argument people are bringing up was pretty weak. I'm an athlete, like martial artist person, whatever. The costume didn't bother me that much, but when you see like CrossFitters, volleyball players, beach volleyball players, and other people wear booty shorts, I'm questioning what the people that are criticizing people juxtaposing this are talking about. And for someone that actually cosplays, they should probably talk to me or email me or something, because they know nothing. Jon Snow. It's just like, I'm tired of people gatekeeping, whatever. I'm an anime fan. Dragon Ball Z is my favorite thing in the world. But the Cowboy Bebop thing, I don't really care that much. If I did a video, I'd probably troll people and be like, I don't care. But if I'm going to comment in a couple seconds, I'm just saying people need to chill out. It's, let's see it before it comes out, but do not one side calls out the other side, but then you're doing the same thing on the other side. You need to take a real reflective stuff on yourself. That's what I'm saying. But what we're showing us.
You said Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, so you actually have the same thing. Oh, cool. See, you're an actual fan. So
yes, I am an actual fan of Cowboy Bebop. I fucking love this series.
Yeah,
I saw it on Netflix when I first. It was recommended to me about a couple of years ago. I'd never seen it before, and I watched the first episode. Do you know what hooked me? The theme song, the opening theme song. I love it. Absolutely love it. I think it's the best, and I'm going to eventually get it as my ringtone for my phone.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah.
Because I like it. I think it's time to blow this town. 3, 2, 1. Here's the thing with Cowboy Bebop. My concern right now is, I have two concerns. Where is Ed? And why is Faye acting a little like Ed? Because when she's hanging up down, and then third thing, why is the damn dog on a leash?
Yeah.
I mean, look, I'll watch it. I'll give it a try if it's good. Look, Ed didn't show up until I think 3-4 episodes in. I just, Faye is not, if you try to put Faye and Ed together, it's not going to work. You can't mix those two characters. They're just different. Will it be good? I don't know. I don't know what their plan is for it, as far as how they want to do the story of Cowboy Bebop. I do like the guy they've got to play the main character. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank on names because it's still too fucking early for me. But when I first got introduced to this series on Netflix, I fell absolutely in love with it. And I enjoyed it. And when it ended, I was like, damn, this is one of those shows that I absolutely loved. I'm glad it ended the way it did. But then, of course, you know, you want a little more. And I was like, that's how you do good storytelling. It's like you're satisfied with the ending, but something in your body wants a little more, even though you know you're not going to get it. And that's what's enjoyable about things like so. Yeah, when I saw Cowboy Bebop at the actually I grabbed this at Walmart. Ironically, at Walmart in the bargain bin, which I thought was a mistake, but it wasn't. And I was like, hey, not my problem.
Yeah, I just don't like how people are like very tribalistic about it. It's just like, you know, sure, like I believe in, you know, just wait for it to come out and see it. Like I honestly didn't see any problem with the He-Man series or whatever. I did not, because it wasn't a directly He-Man. The way they market it, of course, I can get that, but when I actually watched it, it wasn't really a He-Man series. It was a Sheila or whatever, and I watched it, gave it a chance, and I didn't think it was woke at all. And I just watched it for what it was. But you know, this, like, I don't like how, like, both sides, like, to me, it's like I don't report on this stuff. I don't never want to be that type of channel. But if I'm commenting on it, man, it's just like people are just like need to, you know, daddy chill, right? They need to calm down. They're just like,
you gotta kind of look at it this way. When you market something like Masters of the Universe, and you're marketing it to new people, here's the understanding you have to remember. You got people like me who know He-Man, who grew up on this. This was my childhood. You know, He-Man was my childhood. Once I saw these retro toys come out, I started buying many of them up because I used to have these toys and it's resonating back with me. This is the reason I collect these things, is because of that. But what happened with this is we got what pissed a lot of people off, and I think justified because it pissed me off. We got a bait and switch. Now, look, I had no problem with the idea of Masters of the Universe being an anthology. If Kevin Smith had come out and said, I'm going to do a Masters of the Universe anthology. He-Man is not always going to be the central character. We're going to focus on different characters throughout the series and maybe expand more. That would have been fine. But what he ended up doing was saying, this is about He-Man. This is about He-Man. It's always about He-Man. Look, it's going to be a He-Man-centric show. And then we watched the first part and it's like, no, you killed He-Man. Well, first you killed He-Man, then you killed Adam. You did it basically twice in the series. Sorry, spoilers, people. Deal with it. I don't give a shit. There used to be a time where we had a 2-week rule. The internet's fucked that. There's no 2-week rule anymore. You're lucky if you get a 30-second rule at this point.
Yeah, you gotta watch it opening night. Right. You gotta watch it ASAP.
Yeah, well, it was like that whole thing. I woke up the day The Mandalorian season 2 dropped, and you know, I get on Twitter and I start seeing things. And I'm like, okay, let me get off of here before I get spoiled because something happened. And then I watched it. But one of the things was He-Man is a moralistic story. It was always a moralistic, simple story. The 80s was very simplistic in what they did. Good fights, bad. And then at the end, there was the moral story with the little wink at the end of it. You know, they would do the moral of the story at the end of it for children, and then they'd wink at you in He-Man. Whereas in this, my problem with this was you have Tila. She spends all this time pissed off because Adam didn't tell her he was He-Man. Okay, I'm waiting for the moment at this.
Right?
Yeah, well, I'm waiting for the moment where she finds out the sorceress is her mom, and that Duncan knows this. Man-at-Arms knows this. But there were certain continuity issues that were going on that were bothering me. First off, the first one I saw, I don't care that Tila was getting promoted to Man-at-Arms. I think that was fine because she
kind of made sense in the story. She built her way up. Like, yeah, I had no issue with that.
She was getting knighted as the Man-at-Arms. She was taking over as the captain. which would normally mean, you're hearing Duncan, he's at that age, he's retiring. And he's proud of his daughter. And he's like, I'm so proud of you. And people are like, oh, she's the best. I'm like, no, she's achieved a milestone. And at first, it looked good. Then we get to the point where we see Zoar the Falcon, and she turns into the sorceress, which is supposed to be in Master Universe canon. Zoar the Falcon is a deep secret, just like He-Man's being Prince Adam is a secret, or is a secret that she's a sorceress. So there are secrets that go through that. And I just didn't quite understand why she did that right in front of him with the bad guys there. And she couldn't tell that it was fake. I like the voice actor for Cringer. I thought that was pretty good. I don't like what they did with also you had King Randall, the king basically, he banishes Duncan, later banishes Orko, because he basically banished everyone who knew the secret except his own damn wife. And then Tila just like, screw you guys. And then she goes all techno, and for lack of a better term. And then, she's against magic and everything. And like, it's so out of character. Now, if this was supposed to be a newer version, that's fine. But the way it was pitched, it was more of a continuation, and it felt like a lot of people like me that were mad. It felt like a bait and switch. We got told one thing and we felt we were lied to, and I have a big problem with liars. I hate liars. It's one of the biggest things.
It was just like the delivery was bad. Like I can see where you're coming with this. Like even like, I don't think this film, like this series, is like, despite all of this of being lied to by Kevin Smith and how they marketed, because he clearly put, like it was going to be He-Man, whatever, and then they're like, no, we told you this months before, but then you're putting He-Man and in the trailer. It seemed He-Man centric. You freaking lied about that. I understand that. His false advertisement. Clearly it was. And someone that, I like He-Man. I've always known who he was. I didn't even know who the hell Sheila was, or Tila, whatever she was, until current day. Like, who the hell that's like a casual fan like me knew who she was? Literally no one. Like, that's a casual fan. All right. So the problem was the story, like, to me, I watched it subjectively, and I think, or objectively, it just wasn't that great. It just wasn't that great. And then she was just complaining for no reason. She seemed like a brat. She has this bait and switch, and she seems like this Sheila character from a multiverse, and she shows like her attitude, and she just like gets the typical cliche Hollywood trope haircut. When you're being a rebel, you always cut your hair, and it was just like lazy, bad writing, and the whole series was meh. And then the best part of the series was them bringing back He-Man, for a little bit, then they kill him off again, and then it's like, okay, I don't really care for the series anymore, because she wasn't a very interesting character. She wasn't written very well. They could have explained the more of her, if they wanted to go that route, for as far as her rebellion. Let's be honest, if she would have done that within the court, she would have probably been killed instantly, or they would have attacked her. They're not just going to let her mouth off like that when they said they would banish your parents or something like that. It's just let's be honest. And
but the thing is you got to look at it from you don't have to, but I look at it. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. The way I look at it is you go from I go from the 80s perspective of Tila. Tila was always strong, but even Tila still had a feminine side to her, and she never shied away from it per se, but she kept it tight to her chest, except for around sometimes Adam, but almost always. And this was one thing they did get right. The way she kind of lightens up around Man-at-Arms Duncan, that was very consistent. That was consistent with the old TV show. She would usually soften up around her father. He was about the only guy she'd ever let her guard down for, literally. Sometimes Adam, but she always kind of, the thing was with her and Prince Adam, is it was never, thankfully, it was never, obviously, it was the 80s too. It was never seen as a romantic relation. They always got along as they had been lifelong friends, and she was always the kind of person giving him crap. And that was true back in the 80s because, he would be somewhere else and he would seem irresponsible, whereas He-Man would show up. And, she always kind of gave him a hard time about that stuff. And, but so when she's like, well, you all knew and I didn't know, it's like, yeah, so you're a fucking adult. People, you're a fucking adult. You're a captain you're now the promoted captain in the Man-at-Arms. You know damn well people keep secrets. And, if you're going to be mad at Adam, okay, I get that. But to go so heavy-handed on it it was too much. Her anger was just too much to handle. It was kind of like, okay, you're acting like my child when she was 13 or 14. You're not acting like a 30-year-old. Or for lack of a better term, you're acting like my fucking ex-wife.
Yeah, well, to be fair, they kicked out her family for her dad for lying to the king about him being He-Man.
They didn't lie. He flat out said Prince Adam ordered them, so he's punishing them for doing a royal decree. I mean, what else is he supposed to do? Now, if the king had asked him, I'm sure he would have told the king. It's like, but I understand the death and everything, and that was heartbreaking. But it just, and also they kind of in the old series they did hint that the mother, the queen, knew that Adam was He-Man, but it was never established. This time it was established in the series, which is fine. And I understand him being angry like that and going off, but damn, after all the years of dedication and everything, Randall never came off as, that kind of a prick. And and it's because I understand the lore. And if you're going to say that your show is a continuation of the previous show in a certain fashion, then you need to stay consistent because nothing was real. There were a few consistent moments, but for the most part, based on the original series versus the new series, it turns off a lot of people. It turned off both old fans and new fans.
Yeah, I could say that. I mean, I was pointing out that, but the thing is, it did seem not consistent with what he would do. I feel like it was very out of line, very drastic for him to do something like that. Because having this tight relationship with them, that Sheila almost kind of being He-Man girlfriend, or they're them kind of being around the seeming the royal bloodline or something. It felt very out of element and just not cohesive with what they had built or whatever, or what they had set up, because they were painting out they've known them, done a lot of service, and then she was very close to He-Man, and they're okay, we're gonna kick you out this instantly, even though He-Man told them to lie or whatever. It's you're gonna blame all the guilt on.
You see, that's the thing. Everybody says you lied. No, they didn't lie. They just didn't tell you. There is and it's called, they like to call it lying by omission. Well, you knew and you didn't tell me. Yeah, that's when you look at them and say, and do you tell me everything? Do I know every secret about you? Do I know every secret that you know? No. It just made no sense. Look, I get her being upset. I get it was emotional. But and I got that part, but afterwards it was kind of like everybody's just acting like a dumbass because they're like, "Oh, you kept a secret." I'm like, no shit. People keep secrets all the time. My wife doesn't know everything about me. I don't know everything about her, and we probably never will. And my wife and I have even told each other. We said, I know we told each other a lot about things, but I said, I know there are things that you and I will never tell each other because they are things about ourselves, even we don't want to talk about. And she goes, "You're right." And it was just like, look, just because I'm your husband, just because I'm your wife or something, does not mean I need to know everything about it, because there are things even we want to keep private, even from our spouses. Why? Whatever reason, it doesn't matter. It means that we don't want to. Maybe because mostly we just don't want them to. We have a very big issue with what happened, and we don't want them to look at us a certain way, or we're afraid it's going to change. It will change something they see in us. This is legitimate and a fair fear, and it's respected when you say, "Look, I don't know things about you. You don't know things about me. That's fine. You have secrets. I have secrets. Everybody has." It's like when I had this person say, "If you've got nothing to hide, you've got nothing to worry about." I responded back by saying, "Everybody has something to hide. It doesn't matter what it is, and it doesn't have to be a felony. You murdered someone, or you did something. It could just be something you don't want brought up again." I have so many things in my life that I've moved on from, and the last thing I want is for some of those things to be brought up. When you were 20, you did this. I'm 41 now. You want to bitch me out about something I did 21 years ago? And it will happen. I mean, we've seen it.
That's true.
We've seen it with people where they. This is why I'm sometimes selected. Well, I'm older. I'm retired. I'm disabled. I don't have to go to work, so I don't have to worry about what I say to get a paycheck. I don't have to worry about that shit. But people sometimes they run their mouths and then they get mad because the company's like, "Sorry, we don't want you here anymore because you don't represent our values, and we think you're bad for the company." And it's like, well, that's my personal time. Yes, but you still work for us. And we got complaint. Like, for example, I'll give you this one. Take Subway. Subway had their franchise meeting not too long ago, and a lot of the franchisees were saying, "We want to take down all of that." I don't know her name, the purple-haired soccer lady.
Purple-haired soccer lady.
Well, that's what she is, the purple-haired soccer lady, whatever. And she's very outspoken, and I think she's a fucking dumbass. But anyway. And they were like, people are saying, "We're not coming into Subway anymore. We're tired of seeing her." And the franchisees were like, "Look, we're tired of having to apologize for this lady, and she's hurting our business." And despite what people want to say, it's like, "Oh, it's free speech." Yes, it's free speech. But guess what? Money makes the world go round. Greasy wheel gets the squeak. And if you're bad for business, you need to get rid of that. You need to get rid of what's making the business bad. Yeah, Megan Rapone. Yeah, that lady. God.
Oh, dude, she's so tone deaf. It's like it doesn't make any sense. Ronda Rousey pointed out like the hypocrisy, like what is it, like 4 or 5 years ago when she was kind of our height. If your company's not bringing in the money, you're not going to make the money. The fact that she brings in the weak argument and has no statistical evidence, and just because you feel a certain way and you think that's right, that makes absolutely no sense. The WNBA players should not make the same as NBA players because NBA makes profit. WNBA does not. It's a proven thing. They pay to keep that alive, and if you think differently, you're an idiot. Like you are like anyone thinks differently is an idiot. Like you look it up. You can look it up right now and see that the WNBA has been in deficit like every year. Every year they have been in a deficit. No one watches that WNBA.
Wait, no, actually, Tim, you bring up a good point there because we need to take into effect. And it's like, well, I want equal pay, but you don't bring in the revenue. It's okay. Yeah. You're soccer in America. Let's just be honest. Soccer in America probably gets less ratings than golf, hockey, every other major league thing. Baseball gets more views. Football is what football, and I mean, if we really want to say it, the big three: football, basketball, and baseball. And I put baseball in the third category now, even though it used to be the first. But it's football, basketball, baseball. You will have more people attend college March Madness than
Yeah,
you
that's
probably
true.
will the WNBA finals. It's just the truth. Why is it?
Yeah.
I don't freaking know. It's just what people do. I don't watch sports. I don't watch sports at all. I don't care. So,
me
but
either.
you can't say I want to make $15 million like this guy does. It's like, yeah, but they get ratings in this area, and it's like, yeah, but you see, when he's on the field, our ratings are in the 10. When you're on the field, your rating is like 0.9. So how do we justify paying you more?
Yeah, it's like, and then also like overseas, it's like this girl with the purple hair that we were talking about earlier. I was talking about women's soccer because they were winning more, but they didn't even win this year. But it was like the guys still bring, like, even though you win more, doesn't mean, like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's about butts in the seats watching you. Like, that's what they're not realizing. It's not the equality gap. It's about the numbers you're bringing in. That's like Ronda Rousey already disproved this argument. She came up on stage, already talked about it when she was bringing the numbers, the viewerships, and pay-per-view. She was paid like, equality or whatever, or what she was worth. It's not like what it's not show friends, it's show biz. It's like how you pivot yourself. Look at what Logan Paul and Jake Paul are doing. They're not even pro fighters, but they got big social media followings. They're pivoting all this stuff. They know how to talk crap. Like, it's how you pivot yourself, and
I don't think it's how you pivot yourself. I think it's how you market yourself.
Yeah. That's what I meant. Yeah, market.
Yeah, market yourself. And unfortunately, Megan Rapones and several of hers in the soccer. I mean, people were getting mad at me because I was like, I was like, we lost the soccer match to Canada, and it was like, you're an American. How dare you disrespect an American team? I'm like, they did it first. I'm like, this is the I want to say to some of these idiots is like, look, when you go over there and you're doing these Olympics and stuff, you're not representing just your ideology. You're representing America, which also has people that don't fucking agree with you. And you have to deal with that fact. And when you come off as you're like, oh, yeah, we won, we're doing great, but America still sucks. It's like, if America sucks, how did you manage to train so well to get a gold medal or a bronze medal or even have a chance to medal? And then if you're so oppressed,
they kneel with the flag
how
too.
did you get to the World Cup?
Yeah, they kneel with the flag too. It's like when they're saying, like, criticizing you for like being like criticizing them for like losing or whatever. I'm like, all right, these people kneeled at the flag. So what are you talking about, bro? Or whoever you were talking to? That's what I would say. Like, first off, they kneel at the flag. They're already like, so it's like, what are you talking about, right? Because they all kneel at the flag. So they don't give a shit about America. They're kneeling at the flag.
So explain to me how, and as someone, for me, what I said to the guy was, why you got a big deal? They kneeled at the flag. I said, yeah, because I'm the guy who wrote the check for the full amount for 20 years so they could just fucking disrespect my goddamn flag, their goddamn flag. So yeah, I took it personal. And I don't take many things personally, but I take my patriotism very personally because it is personal to me. It's personal to my wife. I mean, she even can't say. My wife refers to herself as a feminist. I said, honey, you're a first wave feminist. You're dealing with third wave feminist bullshit now. Because my wife is totally about equality, but my wife is also like, hey, men are men, women are women, and we have different functions. When they talk about equal pay, well, how many teachers are men? How many nurses are now men? They say, well, some jobs are disproportionately more men. Well, why is that? Maybe it's because more men go, and it's been studied. Men go into certain jobs more than women do. When women have children, they tend to want to be more home care for a certain amount of time, majority wise. Whereas most men, they take a few days off and go right back to work. It's a natural thing. It's just how we are sometimes. There are exceptions to those rules, but
no, it's 100%. And statistically, guys are better at math than women. That's why more guys go into higher paying careers. Like as far as engineering, there's more guy doctors than nurses. Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're talking about. And like these people that try to argue differently are so tone deaf they don't want to hear it. They're just like, oh no, there's this pay gap that's something, and still like there's still less women that don't want to work or that don't work, that stay at home, and it's whatever. It's like they don't want to work these construction jobs. They want these like higher paying jobs, right? They want to be bosses and stuff. So it's just like,
no, not exactly. It's more is if you look at the nature nurture thing, men tend to do more physical jobs, labor intensive.
yeah.
Women tend to go more into how do I say this? When I say nursing and I say education, counseling,
More
things like
social jobs, like
social jobs. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
They have a tendency to go into a more sociable job because they'll interact with, if you think about it, they technically have to interact with their customers more because whether you're a teacher or a nurse or a counselor, guidance counselor, whatever you want to talk, that is an emotional. And most men, whether they will admit it or not, have a tendency to, when they are opening up, at least in my generation, I think Bird and Cat might agree with us, is we tend to be more willing to open up socially to a female presence than we necessarily a female presence if we don't know them very well versus a male presence. Now, Catbird, am I right or wrong? It makes us more comfortable, puts us more at ease.
Guess it depends on the situation.
Yeah, definitely.
I've just always
go ahead.
I was just saying, I've always noticed when it can, and maybe it's because of the environment I grew up in, because, I grew up a lot around my grandmother, my mother, and, my father, my grandfather. And I just always found it was easier. Okay, maybe I should say this way. Do you guys sometimes find it easier to talk about certain things with a female that you trust versus a male you trust?
No, I think it's a matter of like I was born in a very like traditional household, and I think in the nuclear family, and I believe in that 100%. But everyone's different. I'm open for adaptation, but the thing is that it seems more stable when you have like a particular like the nuclear household, but like. Someone can prove me wrong, but like it just what I'm pointing out is that when there's some sort of stabilization in the family, it seems like it works out better, is what I'm saying. But I'm not saying I'm 100% right, but that's just how I was, raised.
Well, I was raised in a somewhat nuclear family, but I was raised in a blended family as well. My parents divorced when I was 9. But here's the thing. I never saw my parents argue in front of me. They actually, I talked to my mom about that several times over the years. And she goes, yeah, we did everything we could not to argue. I was like, did you guys have a lot of problems? She goes, yeah, we did. We just wanted to shield you from them. And, I found out a lot of things as I was an adult that they shielded me from that I didn't even know. But when they split, my mom got her shit together, and unfortunately my dad still. My parents divorced when I was 9. I'm 41. My mom got her shit together. My father still hasn't.
Well, let's put it this way: at least your parents were mature. The way I hate to say it, the way the kids are divorcing, I mean, assuming that they get married, now they lay their shit out in front of everyone. Kids, neighbors, yeah. It's like the Jerry Springer show.
That's
Oh
true.
yeah, it's all that victimizing. It's like, they're trying to get sympathy and play a victim. Look, when I got divorced, I wanted to get divorced. And I got custody of my daughter, and when I was talking with Madam Geek, I was like, I'm going to do everything I can not to let my personal bias against my ex-wife affect my daughter's relationship, which didn't happen. Unfortunately, my ex-wife decided to let her personal dislike for me affect her relationship. That's why I have seen my grandson and have had vacations with her and him, and she has not. I mean, yeah, my daughter and I still have arguments. We still sometimes fight, but that's family. But at the end of the day, like for example, Cap, while we were at the lake, we got into kind of got into a little bit of a fight. I left. I went home. Came back the next day. Went back to the cabin. Everything good. Talked to my daughter. I said, let's just chalk that up to everybody was tired and it was a stressful day. She looked at me and said, "Yep, Dad." She goes, "I agree, Dad." And we didn't bring it up again.
Nope.
We didn't bring it up again. There was no reason to. It's like, we're fine. Everybody's calmed down. You were tired. You worked all day. You surprised us. We had a plan. This kind of threw things for a loop. There was already stress going on at the house you didn't know about. Chalk it up to just, hey, bad day, bad experience, move on. And that's what we did. The problem with my ex is, and the problem with a lot of people that it seems to be nowadays, like I saw on TikTok today, I saw this one. This one popped up on YouTube or somewhere on Twitter on the TikTok for Libs. This lady was, I guess, getting an award, and she was like, he or she got misgendered, and said, "Oh, I understand it was a mistake, but it was so offensive and hurtful. I had to go to the bathroom and cry." I'm like, you're a bitch. You're a fucking pathetic little bitch. There's no way around it. You got called something that was incorrect. Whoop-de-fucking-do.
These people have absolutely no
skin. They had no skin.
No skin. It's like, oh, my feels were hurt.
Well, think about this. Remember how we used to say, remember when we were kids and we were told, grow a thick skin? That's why I'm saying they can't even grow a thick skin because they don't even have any skin.
I'm sorry. Let's put it this way. Not everybody's going to like you. That's a fact. That's a fact. Not everybody's going to like you. Not everybody's going to agree with you. And guess what? That's exactly the way it should be.
Amen. It just makes no sense when I see these, and then they do these videos. Here's the worst part about it: is these videos. They want to play. They're playing a victim card, and I'm like, I just want to, like, when I see idiots like that, I want to go stab their ass. I want to reach through the phone and be like, "Are you?" I'm like, "What exactly are you bitching about?" Well, they said something wrong about me. Okay, did you correct them? Yes. Okay, you corrected them. Did you need to really go into the fucking bathroom and cry and whine? First off, I gotta be honest, I don't necessarily believe all that shit. I think some of these people are fake. They're just
absolutely.
They're making this shit
the
up.
The other thing is, okay, if somebody called you something you didn't care for, number one, what was the intent? I mean, hell, I went into Casey's yesterday, which is my normal routine. I get something to drink when I'm out for after wound care. And I'm used to having women behind the counter. The past 2 months, they've only had women there. So I go up to the counter. They say, "Is that all?" The guy says, "Is that all?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." I mean, sir, it was an automatic thing. I wasn't trying to insult him. It was just
you were used to it.
Yeah.
Well, I've had times where, I've been in my house or I've been somewhere and I've accidentally said the wrong name. I was talking to someone and I accidentally, while thinking about something else in the time, said their name wrong, said the wrong name. And I'm like, hey, Mike. Oh, I'm sorry. John. Sorry. It wasn't that I'm trying to be insulting. It's like I had a slip. Now, did John go cry because I called him Mike? I mean, give me a fucking break. I've done that before where, I've been on the phone. Okay, I'll give you the perfect example. I don't exactly have the best voice. And I cannot tell you how many times I've been on the phone and I've had either my name mispronounced because I'll say my name is Jess.
Mm-hmm.
And do you know what the most common mistake they say is? They repeat back to me. Do you know what the common name they think they hear?
What?
Jeff. Jeff. So they'll be like, Jeff. And I'm like, no, Jess. And I'll spell it out for them. And they're like, oh, okay. And then there'll be times where people are like, is that short for Jesse? And I'm like, no, but I answer to both. It's no big deal to me. I mean, that would be like me when when people start calling me Jesse. Be like, well, that's not my name. They're like, that's not my name. It's like, I don't give a fuck. If they call me Jesse, they call me Jess. I like both. I go by both. If I didn't, I would just say, nah, it's just Jess. And when I was in a professional environment, I would say, my name is Jess. And I wouldn't sign anything legally that had Jesse because I'd say, I'm sorry, this is a misspelling. That's one thing, but I don't do it like I flip out. I mean, could you imagine one of these idiots getting a contract in front of them and start flipping out because you misspelled my fucking name? Or, sorry, sir, my name's misspelled. We're going to have to redo that page real quick. It's like, give me a break. People make errors. I've said, sir, man, I've called my kids every name but their actual name just because, sometimes I'm a little busy and I'm like, AJ, Charlie, no, Trisha. And then you shake your head. You're like, what the hell?
Well, it's even worse when you have 3 great nephews, and I'm going through all 3 names. They're all boys, so it's not like accidentally calling a boy a girl's name. It's just like, whoever you are, stop what you're doing.
And it's just ridiculous. Like, well, they misgendered. It's like they misgendered you. And I wanted to literally be like, are you sure you haven't misgendered yourself? That'd be an interesting one to throw in their face. Look, I don't care. But the simple fact is, I go by salutations, ranks, something like that. If I see someone who looks like a man, I say sir. I see someone who looks like a woman, I say ma'am. I do that same thing for children. I walked up to children. I've actually had parents say, that was very nice of you. I was like, what? Oh, you said sir to my son. I was like, oh, yeah. Okay, no problem. I was like, this is how I was raised.
Why is that an issue? I mean, I don't like when people come in here and call me sir, but that doesn't mean shit. I know they mean it respectfully. I don't complain about it.
So on screen, you see him?
What's his name, Tim?
Molly, Darth Maul's color.
Oh,
yeah, she's sleepy. She's sleepy. Oh, sleepy. You can see her.
Oh, look at that big yawn.
Yeah, she's sleepy.
Hi, Molly. Molly.
So she's like wondering what's going on. Yeah.
Molly.
So, oh, we're on YouTube right now, Molly. Huh?
Molly. Hi, Molly. I love puppers. I love puppers.
You sleepy?
better
She's
Go back.
sleepy. Sleepy. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta take her out like 100 times a day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny you mentioned that Casey's Captain Truck because I actually applied for a job there the other day.
Yeah, like no, literally, like I'll take her out like 5 minutes, like, and then she'll be like 5 minutes later, but she wants another treat. So I'm like, geez, I'll go through this box in like 10 minutes to do that. Yeah. So. Yeah.
Oh, I had a fun. Oh, Cap, I've had a fun one the last 2 days. I thought it was so funny. I was sitting in my room eating, and both times I was sitting there eating, the second day was so funny. My wife comes in, and I was like, I know why these two are in here. She goes, why? I'm like, I got food on the table. They're waiting for me to put the leftovers on the floor. Oh, trust me, they were both in here. They're like, what? Well, the female's in here. Jade is in here. And for those of you who don't know, Jade is short for Mara Jade.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Well, my dogs are named Luke and Jade. Now, Jade was short for Mara Jade, but we just call her Jade. But her full name is Mara Jade. And we originally had a Luke and Leia. Unfortunately, Leia, the actual sister that we adopted with him, died a week later of
yours or one of the boys, but it was sitting out on the counter, so I thought, well, I'll just put it in the fridge so it can get warm.
Who's that?
Oh, it's nothing.
Okay.
So unfortunately, what happened was Leia. Unfortunately, Leia died a week after we adopted her, and we don't know why. Unfortunately, the nearest ER for a pet was over an hour and a half away, and by that point, she was already gone. It really broken up the kids, and I said, the whole point was we adopted two cats because we wanted them to have a playmate. So Madam Geek went a month later after we got back from Florida and adopted another pet, and I named her Mara Jade. And of course, we just call her Jade, but you get what I'm saying. Because we had Leia. Leia unfortunately died, so I was like, well, if we have another female, it's not a sister, might as well be Mara Jade. That's how big of a Star Wars fan I am.
That's pretty cool.
But yeah, it was so funny. They were just sitting there. They don't even bother. They're just like, okay, they'll just wait. And then like I'll stand up and they're like, oh, is he about to put it on the ground?
Nice.
Well, they know. Oh, it was so funny. A week or so ago, I'm in the kitchen. My wife and I are going into the kitchen, and all of a sudden, like, she knows she just got caught doing something. You know that dog look, the one that's like, oh shit, I'm busted. Yeah. And we were like, what'd you do? What'd you do? You know that look where you're like, what'd you do? And you start looking around like, what'd they do? Because you're like, if they didn't give you that damn look, you would probably miss it. But they're like, oh shit, I'm caught.
Yeah, you don't want to be mad at the dog, but you're just like, okay, something's up here, right? Like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
And good afternoon, Dr. Alex. How are you? And good morning, not Ryan Johnson.
Not Ryan Johnson? Oh, hello.
Hey, not Ryan Johnson. Good to see you again.
So if it's not Ryan Johnson, it's Kathleen. Sorry.
Oh, I've never met Dr. Alex before. I was just saying hi.
Oh, yeah. No, he said not Ryan Johnson. I was like, well, if it's not Ryan Johnson, is he Favreau, Kathleen? Who is he?
He's not Ryan Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're ever in a room where everyone likes you, watch out. You're about to be sacrificed. Go. Actually, I was thinking, Michael T, when you did that, I was thinking of Julius Caesar. When everybody agrees with you, that's when you need to look for the knife that's about to go in your back.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel bad for Luke. What happened to Lucas, like in the earlier films or whatever. That's why he stepped away, because he was like so disappointed on the job, like, or how it was received. But I mean, you got to give them this. They do. I feel like they do age better. Or I mean, I don't know, because the sequel trilogy made. I don't know if it was the sequel trilogy that made them age better, or that they just aged better because they aged better. I don't know. That's the big question. So
I like the well, here's the thing, and I told people this. I didn't get into. I got into Star Trek when I was 7. I got into Star Wars when I was 14. And what I say by that is, when I was 6 years old and watching Star Trek, I became an instant fan. I had seen the original Star Wars, but it did not impact me like it did until I was around 14, 15 years old. And then 4 years later, the prequels came out for me, and I watched them and I accepted them at my area. And, cat, bird, Tim, we all know this, is one of the things that, is going on is it's always been going on, but we're finally fighting back. Is people like, well, you shouldn't like this. This is terrible. It's like, no, I think this is good. Here's why I think it's good. That was where I started to go with things. I stopped because the arguments, and I think we as Generation X, mosters, got through this through our verbal contact with other people. Whereas you've got these people now who are on Twitter and just fighting back and forth. They don't have that same experience we had. They can argue back and forth on Twitter, but you can't see the person. You can't see the emotion. You can't see the nonverbals. There's so much missing that if you could actually talk with a person and be sitting down with them, you might find you have more common ground. But because
there's too many stereotypes. They like what I've seen by both sides of the argument, like people that like it and dislike it. It's hypocritical at the extreme. They stereotype people. They they don't have a reasonable conversation. They instantly go to attacking the person personally and judgmenting with not even knowing the person, rather than subjectively talking about it. That's 100%. That's like 99% of the time what I see on Twitter. I mean, Twitter.
Yeah, and that's what you're going to find. What that used to be is us as juveniles, but we used to do it face to face. Oh, you don't like this? Oh, you like this? Oh, you suck. And then as we got older, and it was like we started saying, I would say, I like the prequels. Well, why do you like the prequels? Finally somebody was like, somebody was like, well, I don't like the prequels. I mean, okay, that's okay. He goes, wait a minute. Why do you like them? I said, okay, you want to sit down and listen? I'll tell you why. And they go, do you mind if I tell you why I don't like them? I was like, absolutely. You give me the time, I'll give you the time. And I had more than enough times where the conversation usually went, I see your point, don't agree with you, but I get where you're going.
Yeah.
Good, Bill.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, it's all film is subjective. It's like a matter of preferences. We all like poke at things that bother us a little bit more than other things. I mean, it's just like we all have our favorite things of like ice cream. Like personally, mine's cookie dough. I mean, your might be chocolate chip, and his may be like the Superman ice cream and everything else, right? Like we all have our things that we like.
Absolutely. And hello, MJ Garrick, and hello, Jedi Bill 797.
Yeah, man, it's just like, you brought up a good point about the face-to-face thing. Like people in general, and be like, will give people more respect face-to-face. Sure, they will, and but I just don't like the tribalistic attitude on YouTube. And what I've noticed, I'm kind of newer to the game, and I've kind of experienced. I don't like my videos or whatever. I don't like attack other YouTubers. I try to make content, or try to make like more subjective content. I don't ever want to be like, make those kind of videos. But I mean, there's a real discussion on the integrity of that. Like, it's like, because essentially we're becoming like the new reporters, because people are watching YouTube more than they are watching the news and stuff. And there's like a journalistic integrity, which we are all like essentially becoming the new, reporters. But though, like, I don't think, for me, whatever, not speaking to anyone else, I don't want to be that, right? I don't want to ever, like, I'll generalize it for sure, like, whatever. I'll state the problem, but I'm never gonna attack. I'm not gonna attack someone for what they do or their hustle. I get it. I get why they're doing it. The news does it all the time. The news does super clickbaity stuff and tries to provoke like emotion on purpose. They like to try to over dramatize like things to get a response out of people, which causes like kind of wars against each other. I don't like that. I feel like we all know this. We're all human beings. We all kind of see what the news does to us or whatever. They never want to bring people together, right? It's never positive. It's always chaos. This. But I guess, like, to reel back into what we're talking about, is that, like, we're all YouTubers. We're like, I like to have fun with it. I like to have fun on my streams for anyone that's having on, and that's just kind of my thing. Whatever. I honestly enjoy doing my TikToks, or like I enjoy doing like fun stuff, because creating stuff new is like a different like high. Or for anyone that's on the panel right now, it's just fun, like doing stuff like that. I don't know, that's my thing. I mean, Captain Jack may like to talk about this, and Bird Prey 5 may like to talk about that, and MB has, like, my point is, like, we all have our different preferences and things we like to talk about and do. And like more my niche, I'm trying to find more of my niche in my channel stuff. But like I really enjoy like doing like more artistic, or just like artistic things. That's like, I don't like to. I like to talk about Batman and stuff like that, whatever. But my real passion is in something else. So I'm trying to incorporate that more into YouTube. So, yep. Sorry.
Well, you do what you get. And I mean, I've seen your TikTok channel, and looks like it's been doing pretty good. Dude, I got to tell you, that Nightwing costume, like I told you before, is fucking killer.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Especially with you having the long hair, I was like, damn, you look like the Nightwing I have in my comic books that's over here behind me. I actually have over here, if you look at this little backdrop here, those are all comic books in boxes under there. And I have the Nightwing comics. I have the Batman, my Superman, my Robin, my Birds of Prey, my Batgirl comics. They're all back there. And yeah, I have all the Nightwing. And when I saw that one TikTok video of yours where you were Nightwing, I was like, shit. When you had the long hair with your hair long, I was like, fuck, man. Yeah, I was like, shit, that looks good.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's one that I actually enjoy cosplaying as Nightwing more than Kylo Ren. And then, like, I'm looking at ordering the black suit Superman costume, because in the 90s there's a version of black suit Superman or whatever where he doesn't have the cape. And then, like, I found a costume online,
and he had long hair.
Yep, and I get blue contact.
Yeah, during that time, Tim, I have all those comics too. There was a time where he kind of had, I mean, for lack of a better term, looked like a little mullet.
Yeah.
And he actually shaved it. He actually cut his hair. And I remember the episode where he was cutting his hair because he was literally doing it with his, laser beams to cut his freaking hair. It was kind of funny. And he was doing it because it was the comic where he was marrying Lois Lane. So he cut his hair for the way, and it was just so funny to watch. It was so funny. I was like, God, that's visually beautiful. It's like, oh, this is how he cuts his hair. It's like, shit, he has to shave too? He has to use his own laser beam on himself to shave?
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense because, like, how else is he supposed to shave? But I've always wanted to cosplay as Superman. I never had the blue eyes. It's funny, my dad has blue eyes and my sister has blue eyes. I was like hoping I was gonna get blue eyes, but I can easily fix it with Photoshop, or if I go to a con or
or some contact lenses.
Yeah.
I mean, they make those kind of contact lenses nowadays.
Yeah.
I couldn't wear contacts because one, I wear glasses, even though you guys don't see me wear them very often. But no, I'm sorry, I'm not shoving shit in my eye. There's something bothers me about that. I don't like things touching my eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, no, to be honest, I do wear contacts. I do like my dream of day is to get my eyes lasered. Like, because dude, it sucks. Like it does suck wearing glasses or putting contacts in my eyes every day because I wear contacts. It's so annoying. And like, because some days I just wake up and my eyes are just irritated, right? They're just like, I won't even sleep in my contacts, right? And then I'll wake up one day and my eyes are just irritated. And I can't even put my contacts in. So, yeah, one day I will get my eyes lasered because it's so annoying. Like, it ruins my day too because, like, I've had to go to work and I'll wear my glasses and like it's hard to wear. I hate wearing glasses. My ears start feeling weird. They always slip down my nose or whatever. And yeah, it just it sucks. Yeah.
I don't know. I've grown up around glasses. I've had them most of my life. They're not too bad. Well, anyway, I can't wear contacts not only because I don't like putting things in my eyes, but my prescription doesn't qualify for contacts, which is fine with me.
Oh, so you're super blind then? You're blind, real blind?
No. I'm not. I have what's called astigmatism.
Oh, okay.
And I have astigmatism and a weak left eye. But every time I go in, my eyesight only gets a little. Thankfully, my prescription only gets just a little stronger each time. Nothing too much so far, but we will see. But that's common with my family. Quite frankly, and as I tell people, and I kind of don't like to bring this up, but my wife asked me, people ask me what's my biggest fear. And I honestly said, in life or death. And they were like, in life. I'm like, that I'll forget, that I'll get Alzheimer's like most of my family did, and I'll forget. And for me, that was, like, really, I'm like, yeah. I think to me, the idea of forgetting your experiences is the worst thing.
Yeah, that would be bad. Yeah. Yeah.
Cap, did I hear you correctly? You said you have 3 great nephews?
Yes.
I didn't. So that would mean your sister has children.
Yes. Well, yeah, my sister has 2 children. Her 2 children have 3.
Got it.
2 from one from the other. Yeah. Yep.
So you have 2 sisters.
One sister, one sister. One niece, one nephew. Yeah.
Gotcha. Oh. So, Cap, yesterday, my kids decided they wanted to sleep all day. So after dinner, it was like, all right, let's get school done. They're like, no, we'll just double up tomorrow. I'm like, no. I did everything I needed to get done today while you were sleeping. You now will get what you need done. And we're going to do. And I came up with a punishment that, and I talked with Matt Geek about that afterwards. When she got home, I said, yeah, I'm working in school. I said, just stay out. Let me do this. And afterwards, I told her, I said, the punishment was they had to do their schoolwork together. Because my kids, you know how brothers and sisters are. They want to do their own thing at their own time. And when I have to make them do something together, it really annoys the crap out of them. So I was like, that was the punishment. You have to do this together and you have to do it on my time. I'm flexible, but after, a certain time, I'm like, nope. Because I'm like, nope, we're going to get the schoolwork done. I didn't bitch. I didn't complain with them. I just said, nope, we're doing it together now. Ever see that Patrick Swayze movie Safe House, where a former CIA that's MJ Garrett Cap.
Yeah, let me get that.
I've never seen that. I've actually never heard of that.
Yeah, I don't think.
Good morning, Simple Zach.
No, I've never heard of Safe House.
Yeah.
I've seen some great Patrick Stewart movies. I thought he did a good Moby Dick movie. There was another movie he did called King of Texas. I thought was pretty good. Now, these movies I'm mentioning were made for TV movies. Shortly after, I think, sometime in the 90s, early 2000s. Actually, Patrick Stewart did a really nice Captain Ahab.
Nice. What's up, Simple Zach? I don't think I've ever met him. I don't think I've ever met not Ryan Johnson or Mr. MJ Karak or Carrick.
Yes, Carrick.
A lot of new faces I've never seen before. But yeah, very cool. But yeah, MB, I don't think I've seen those. The movie you just mentioned, I haven't heard of it, to be honest.
No, I mean, like I said, those are made for TV. But yeah, he did those two movies. Well, he's also done Scrooge, and which I thought was a decent Scrooge. But also, yeah, there were movies that there was a time, and I think people don't realize this, that Patrick Stewart was really getting a lot of TV movie and movie credits after Star Trek. I mean, he really was in a lot of stuff. I don't think people realize how much he was in post Star Trek. Yeah. He just did mostly. He did a lot of TV movies, which was fun. Cap. Hey, TV movies. Do you remember the first time you ever experienced a TV movie? For me, it was USA. USA was the first place that was that I remember advertising. They were doing their own movies on their TV on their channel. Do you remember when, like, the first time you came across something like that?
No, I doesn't. No.
Yeah, I remember USA. I think they were called USA Original Movies.
Yeah.
And is that what they were called?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That was my first foray into a movie being made on a television platform. And I think they were just a little too ahead of their time, because it was a formula that now we're using, Netflix is using, Hulu's using, Amazon's using. And it's like, wait a minute. We can make movies on a small budget and make good stuff that people want to watch and increase our profit margins.
Yeah, it's like a lot of short films do that. It's like my first, like, well, it's more well known is like the High School Musical with Zac Efron. Those things didn't cost that much money. They were on the Disney Channel, and they didn't have to use special effects, but they relied on talent and singing and they're cult classics for like my generation or whatever. But like, I mean, they're not incredible films or whatever, but they're TV movie films. They made like 3 of them. Now they're trying to continue it, but no one's watching them because they already sold the boat. You can't like redo those. But like, yeah, it just they're different kind of movies, right? They're yeah. So I don't know if you guys have seen those, the High School Musical movies on Disney.
No, that's what my kids have seen them, but that's past my age.
Yeah,
That's just past my age. They're not my they're not my thing. But you know, I've watched a lot of Disney stuff with my kids, obviously, because you know I they want me to, and I want to experience them. And you know, a lot of times I'll watch these things, and what adults need to, especially as parents, is sometimes you just need to remember to shut your brain off and remember this is for your kids, not you.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, when people are like, you went and saw the Hannah Montana movie. I'm like, yeah, I took my 13-year-old daughter. And they're like, you watched it? Yes. And you didn't bitch about it? I'm like, it wasn't about me. It was about my daughter and her experience, not mine.
Yeah.
I got this deer in the headlight look, like they couldn't understand why I do what I do for my kids like that. You know, it was like my daughter wanted to go see it. She wanted me to go with her. What am I going to say? No, I don't want to see it because I'm too old for it. How do I know the movie wouldn't have been good? I mean, the movie wasn't bad. It was very juvenile, but it wasn't made for me. It was made for her age.
Yeah.
And I knew that when I walked in. So I didn't have a problem. I was like, it was a good movie for kids. I said a lot of the teeny boppers really enjoyed it, including my daughter. And, you know, I left it at that. There's not much else. I mean, I saw, and the thing is I look at it that way because I saw so many movies with my grandmother, and I'm not sure how many movies she saw with me she didn't like, but she saw them just because I wanted to watch them. So I kind of try to take that learning experience and put it there. Yeah. Sometimes we need to remember it's not about it's just not always about us. It's about the experience. Am I pissed about it? No, I don't remember a goddamn thing about that Hannah Montana movie. You know what I remember? My daughter enjoying it and having a good time. That's what I remember. And that's the most important thing. We've shifted our priorities where everybody's always, you know, it's like, I find it so funny, Cap and Bird, is everybody's all about, let's take care of others unless it affects them. And then it's like, no. You're not thinking of others. No, I'm not thinking about you. Well, I'm the other, but you don't matter to me. It's just ridiculous at times. And it pisses me off with these people. You know, I go to the movie, you know, and Tim, maybe, I don't know how old you are, Tim, exactly, but maybe, Tim, how old are you? Just curious. I forgot.
I'm 33.
Okay, you're 33. Okay, I'm 41. So you're within our age. There was just, you know, there was a time when the movies, for a long time going to the movies, I think even through the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, going to the movies was an experience. It's not an experience anymore. Does that make sense, guys?
Especially during what's been created this past 2 or 3 years, man, or the past 2 years with the pandemic. It's not treated the same. So it's in a different climate, right? I mean, we never really had, like, the streaming services never became relevant till like 5 years ago, 4 years ago, and then it was more made even more mainstream because of the pandemic. Yeah, I mean, we can't ignore that. Like, that's what happened. The pandemic happened, and now people are used to streaming services. So the movie theater thing is, like, there's a multitude things of like why people don't want to go back to theaters, of fear, whatever, what's going on. I'm still gonna go see Shang-Chi Thursday when it opening night. Still gonna go see it because I like going to the movie theaters. I love that experience. But now that we've lived through based on what's happened, people are more conditioned or normalized to the fact of staying in because it's convenient to see things. I mean, people are already kind of going towards that, but now that we've over a course of 2 years, right? We're more likely to stay in because we're used to something. It's really hard for people to get out of a habit, right? It takes 21 days to form a habit. So the climate has changed, is what I'm saying. But yeah, I enjoyed the movie theater experience, and I'm not going to give up on it. So.
Well, one of the things with the movie theater experience was it used to be a treat. We used to go to the movies, we used to enjoy them, or we'd get a movie we did enjoy. And it used to be if a movie didn't do well, it was like, okay, well, we obviously did not connect with fans. We obviously did not make a movie that was good word of mouth. They used to own up to, hey, we made a movie. We thought it was good. Turns out it did not resonate with other people. And that is how it used to be. And that was a fine thing. It's like, look, there was nothing wrong with a director saying, I'm proud of this movie. I love this movie. But obviously, it did not resonate with enough audience to make a profit. And they would be like, okay. And, they would be like, go around and be like, well, why did they would ask the question. It's like, they wanted to know, why did this movie not resonate with you? What did I do that you had an issue with? That's called learning. Nowadays, these fucking directors, these fucking people, they don't want to learn from their mistakes. They want to blame people for their mistakes. Now, Cap, am I off on this?
No.
No, I know where you're going with this. Yeah, no, I think you're 100% right because they're pointing fingers at the fans, like, oh, we don't like this or we don't like that. These are the reasons why they're not liking the film because of social and political issues or whatever, right? That's what you're getting towards. They never really used to it's over saturated and over highlighted now, especially since the social media era in Twitter. But it's over overly highlighted, and they keep dividing the fans. And no, I get it. I get what you're saying. Yep.
I mean, it's one thing to defend your work. It's like, look, like I said, you can say I like it, I enjoy it. I thought we had a good experience. We thought we did something right. We thought we did something good. It's something we're proud of. We understand you don't like it. Why don't you like it? So maybe we can learn from that. Because the whole point when I was watching this whole thing is like, you say, I want to make the movie I want to make. Okay, that's fine. But who are you making the movie for? Are you making the movie for you, or are you making the movie for people to watch? Because the whole point is, you can say, well, it's not about the fans. It is about the fans because the fans are the ones who have to put their asses in the seats. And unfortunately, we have so many of the loudest vocalists. And you know what? These people bitch, mope, and complain about everything. And you know what? They're not even the ones who go see these movies. The demand things change, and then they'll probably never even see the fucking thing. No. Whereas us, we're constructively criticized. We're like, hey, what's with this race swapping thing? Why are you doing this? We're asking questions, and they don't like us asking questions. Well, why'd you race swap this person? Instead of bitching about race, it's like, well, why'd you do that? Why'd you do this? What made you decide to go this route? And they don't like being questioned on that. It's like, well, just because they could. Okay, well, that's a pretty low mark. Just because you could race swap, you had no reason. You just did it because you could. How about you come out and say, well, this character obviously was a white person in the book, but we had a black actor or an Asian actor or somebody else who just came in and blew the audition out of the park, and that's why we did it. I think if you went that route, you would get people to be like, okay, I can respect that. You thought this was the best actor for the choice, and you overlooked race. They're trying to force this race swapping where we're just like, well, why'd you hire this person? Was it because of the color of skin or because of the talent of their character? I don't think that's too much for us to ask. I don't think gender and race swapping is as bad as people say, as long as you can tell a good fucking story. And then when people ask you why you race swap them, you can give them a decent, coherent answer on why you did it, not trying to tell people you need to accept it because this is why. No, just tell us why you did it, not why we're wrong for not agreeing with you.
Yeah, and one thing I want to bring up, I'm offended at the fact that people think acting is easy. Like they act like everyone like in the world can act. Like I'm someone that's taken like classes and studying and trained in martial arts and other stuff, and I still haven't mastered martial arts or like mastered acting or whatever. It's a consistent thing, but like they totally mitigate that factor in, and like just because you're like a minority, it makes like it's like all right. So the way it works for like someone that's actually kind of like been in the industry a little bit, like for commercialized stuff, they do it based on the area, whatever they're marketing towards the area. Like if you live in an all black area, they're not going to cast like a white actor to market towards like an all black area, the demographic, right? They like no one wants to talk about that. Like newsflash, most of America is still white, and it's like even like go back to the 90s, like 80% or more white. Like today, it's like 60%. And then another thing is, sure, if they're gonna go worldwide, I don't see other, I don't see China casting like black people or white. Like, why is America the only one like pointing fingers at this? And then also the fact that is why is there like BET and all these other like knockoff like there's all these like in Latino TV, and there's not just like like if it was the other way around, it'd be racist. And also the fact that you see what I'm getting at. It's just like it doesn't make any sense, and I don't know. It just like it's not equality. It's about revenge. If it was about equality, I don't think there's a proper way, honestly, because we can't like. Why is it so fair to say that someone is better at chess? Like when the last or spelling bee, it's been dominated by the Middle Eastern population the last 10 years, and then like Asian people dominate the SATs. So we can't like you see where it becomes problematic because like you can't have like I don't want to say any group's better than other people at different group like at a sport or whatever else, but it comes to a point in time where it kind of gets a little bit ridiculous when you can't recognize like certain differences or whatever. I don't know where I'm going with this, but like it gets a little bit ridiculous when you're not complaining about like representation in the spelling bee, but you're complaining about it here, but you're not doing well in there. Like
it's called cherry picking. Tim,
good morning, LDG. You're more than welcome up here.
Yeah, it's called cherry picking, and
I can go in more detail. I'm trying to keep it more face value, but like I can go more greater detail because I think about these things a lot or whatever. I'm just like, all right, look, dude, like what happens when this stuff gets even more ridiculous? That's where we can't even compete in sports anymore. Because like not everything's track and field where it's measured by like a 40 time or long jumper. I competed in track or whatever, and it's supposed to be a D1 football player, stuff like that. Like pounds you lift and stuff like that, but not necessarily just because you can run faster and jump higher doesn't mean you're going to be a better basketball player. Look at Larry Bird, or Luka Doncic is wrecking people right now. The dude from Slovenia. So, it's not about like who jumps higher and faster. Like, to sports, there's more skill. It's not like so black and white, or like, like cut and dry. So there's an element of skill that goes into these things, or people are not complaining about chess, because chess is not very diverse sport, but like it's a very skilled.
No. I'm sorry, Tim. Chess is a very diverse sport. In fact, any game like that is very diverse because it has nothing.
No, I'm talking about the population that's in top tier that are in it, right?
Yeah, but
we're talking about equality. Why aren't like minorities complaining that they're like, you know what I mean? Like you want to be consistent with.
I don't hear the minority the minority community, which I hate that term. I fucking hate it. I've hated it my whole life because I'm like, if I went to Japan, China, Korea, Pakistan, or even if I went to England, I would be the minority because I'm an American.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah,
I'm
white.
I'm just bringing up the hypocrisy in this like this like representation thing. It's just like what is the limit to it? Like if like, because like the thing with acting is they everyone thinks acting's easy. And like being a director is easy, making a good project is easy. And that's like really offensive. Like that, like it's not easy. And like making a good film is not easy. Look how many films bomb. Like, why is acting so like looked at this easy thing to do?
Well, I don't
honestly, because these people are paid money to play pretend. They don't do what they do. They do what they're told to do. They do what's written for them. So it's not them doing the work. It's not like a ditch digger out digging the ditch. They're doing what they're told to do. They're standing where they're told to stand. Blah, 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 blah. Now, are they putting in a lot of hours? Yes.
You're on set for like 12 hours.
Physical labor. He's actually digging the ditch. This idiot that's on stage is just simply doing what they're told. That's it.
I'm gonna simplify
this.
Hey, Tim, I'm gonna simplify this. I think I know where Captain Trek is going. The ditch digger has to get his own tools, do his own measurements, and he.
No, he doesn't. He's given the tools. They're both jobs. I've been an actor on set. I've sat there for like hours and hours for a full freaking week. I've wear 40 pounds of clothing. I had to drive like an hour and a half. They're all jobs.
Did you give any input? Did you give any input into the part? No.
What?
Did you give any input into the role?
No, I read the character description, studied I had to learn the lines, and I gave my performance. You have to tap into the emotion. That's a job. Like, you got to get in character. You have to do multiple takes. You got to do it just perfect, and then if they don't like you have to do it again, and then they have to film it from different angles, and then you have to also do voiceover afterwards. I mean, it's a job. I mean, I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong. Sure, you're like, if you're actually digging, like, which I've roofed before, Captain Trek, I've roofed before, which is incredibly hard job. I'm not saying like the physicality is like the same level, but I'm not discrediting the people that actually like, do this, man. There's a lot of emotion, like when you act or whatever, there's a lot of emotional output. Like when you do like a sentimental scene, and it's very real to you, man, that takes you out of it. Like, say if you like lost your parent or you lost your your girlfriend broke up with you or something like that, you kind of relive those moments. You have to act out that scene, man. That's what I'm saying. You know, I'm not discrediting what you're saying, but just yeah.
What I think where he was going there is there is okay. You're making it complex, which is fine.
It is complex because you guys
I'm
kind of like.
I'm not taking away from that. Tim, hold on a second. I'm not taking away from that. I agree in some areas with both you and Cap. I think it's just a different mentality with a lot of people because, see, you're a young actor. You've done those things, but you're an actual working actor. What we get saturated with is these superstars or whatever they want to call themselves, and they're like, oh, I've done this movie, I feel important, now I'm going to tell you how you should act or how you should feel. And we're like, no, you're
I can see that.
Yeah, well, when it comes to acting, and this is the thing I was kind of thinking about last night before I went to bed. I was like, the problem with what's going on in movies now is I think they're forgetting what the audience wanted. And it's not we want to be saturated or slapped in the face with current stuff. The reason why things like Star Wars, Star Trek, and things like that is because it's escapism. It gives us a break from reality. Whether you, and that can be anything, whether it's you're reading a book or you're playing music or you're watching a movie, you're escaping from the reality of what is around you. You're taking a break. That's what entertainment was about. The whole point is to get away from your life to see something else in one way, shape, or form. When it's in a play, it's in a play. When it's in a movie, it's in a movie. When it's in a book, which I generally enjoy because I love being able to read a book. One of the things I love about reading is I get to read and my imagination gets to go with the description. I may not even have the same concept of what the writer said in his description, even though it's laid out in the print for me. I might see it completely different. If you took an artist, for example, if you took the writer of something and had a fan and then got an artist and just took one scene and said, hey, I want you to draw this. I want you to draw this character. This is how I think of this character based on the descriptions. You got the writer's aspect of it, and then you have the fans aspect. Believe it or not, it's really interesting how they could be different. And that's not the writer's fault. That's not the fan's fault. That's just how imagination works. The writer can see the two photos and either do one of two things. The worst one would be, well, that's not what I imagined, so you're a fucking idiot. Or the writer could be like, what made, I wrote this character based on this, and this is why I made a description this way. How did you see it differently based on my descriptions? What was your thought? And I mean, that's the whole point. That's why I was saying about chess and stuff, reading and stuff like it's all about diversity because we all think different. Cat, Bird, you, me, Tim, we all think different. We could watch the same episode of a show and probably agree on many areas, but we will find so many areas we will have different thoughts on. Not disagree, but for example, Captain Trek might be really into score, so he recognizes the music more. Bird might be more into visuals. I might be more into the plot. You might be more into the character development. And that's where things change because of what we focus on in a movie. Because something has to grab you to that movie. Something has to grab you to hold you there, to keep you engaged. Now, hopefully that all made sense because I'm out of breath.
Huh. Yeah, no, like, look, no, I understand what he was saying. Like, sure, like people do their 9-to-5 jobs, which I've worked like numerous times, like not full-time actor, but like, I've done the tough jobs, whatever. I've roofed, I've done, you name it, I've done it. Besides working on a pool or stuff like that. Ha ha ha. But yeah, no, I understand what you're saying, but like for like someone on set, it's not as easy as it looks. Like you gotta like know your lines, you gotta tap into those emotions. Sometimes those lines get a little bit blurred because you tapping into emotions you don't always want to like tap into because you want it to be organic. You want to be in the moment, and you can't control whether it's going to be a happy cry or whether it's going to be a sad cry. Preferably, you want a happy cry and you want to play along with it. But if you want to be more organic for the dramatic scene, you want it to be a sad cry and tap into a sad emotion that you previously had or whatever. I mean, that's the easier. Like, sure, as you get better, you can keep on getting more into the moment, but I'm saying it's not that easy. And then after the end of the day, even when I go to like acting training classes, I'm mentally worn out. I feel like a vegetable. Like I can't even think afterwards because I'm so like mentally exhausted when I leave. So it's just a different thing. I'm not saying everything is like that. Sure, a comedy would be easier to do, or blindness martial arts stuff is kind of easier to do, but you're still worn out after doing martial arts. I feel beat up, you take some hits and all that. So I mean, it's just different based on the experience, but acting and like what you see on film is harder. Like if you ever shot like a film, I've made my own short film and stuff like that. But like it's harder than it looks. I'm saying it something that looks like it's gonna takes 30 seconds will take you probably like an hour to do. Just saying.
Is that Rosetta?
Yeah.
Morning.
Hi, Rosetta.
How's everyone doing? And hi again to Tim up there since I met you a couple times.
Yeah. Hello there. But yeah, Jedi Bill, or hello, Jedi Bill in the chat. It's my boy, but Camtrack, appreciate you, man. Sorry, I wasn't getting
no problem.
With you, just talking with you.
I was, yeah. Anyhow, what's going on, Rosetta?
Right now, just tired. Was up very late working on stuff, so.
Anything good?
Projects. So, Eagles.
That's one way to say you're working on your husband.
Some of the stuff that I've been writing and some of the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
One of these days, I actually have to share some of my writing with everybody. But I've been doing it so long under fake names, I'm just used to not showing it off.
They're not called fake names, Rosetta. They're called pen names.
Yeah, but let's be honest, what they really are. Because I'm kind of writing a couple things that really are deep to the heart. So they have a very emotional time when I work on them.
I write, but I don't want to talk about what I write about.
When you leave it at that, you give me so many opportunities to make inappropriate comments.
That's why I don't want to talk about it, because they're not exactly the kind of writing you let's just say, Rosetta, if I sent you one of them, you might blush.
No, I wouldn't.
I said might. I said might. That's all.
Look, I'd be completely fair here and honest. I did used to be an erotica writer.
I just said it'd make you blush. I didn't say it was erotic.
Yeah, but my point is I've screwed with all of it from the dark and twisted to the perverted in my writing, so...
Where'd Cap go?
Probably crashed out. Give him a minute. He'll be back.
So, Tim, are you going to the Comic-Con for the full weekend in Indy?
I was thinking about it. It's like October What is it? I think
right after my birthday. Yeah, it's October. I thought I saw 15th. It's right after my birthday.
Yeah,
So my birthday's week. Yeah, my birthday's October 13th. So I think I might bring my family up there. I tell you what, get with me offline if I make it up there and you're up there at the time. Maybe we can hang out and have a coffee or beer.
That'd be cool. Yeah. What is it? Hold on. Yeah, I think it's 15th to the 16th. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Well, we don't have to wait that long.
Yeah,
Dude.
we could
Like
definitely.
I said, hey, I'm telling you this. We could meet up this weekend at the Retro Toy Store I sent you the Facebook link to and say hi because I go. It's payday and come this weekend. I'm heading up there to buy some new stuff.
Where's that at?
Well, I told you it's right in Terre Haute.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the one. It's the toy store right in Terre Haute. You said you're 20 minutes away. I'm 30 minutes away.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I sent it to you. You said you were only 20 minutes from Terre Haute. I'm like, damn, I'm 30 minutes. I mean, I live 26 miles south of it.
Okay. Let's see.
I mean, I take 63 all the time.
Gotcha. Good check. You sent it to me on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or...
Well, let me see if I can send it to you on Twitter. I put the link in, but let me see if I've got you on Twitter. I should.
Try it.
I can't message you on Twitter. It says I'm following you, but I can't message you.
What's your Twitter name or whatever on there?
At now bald.
Okay, let me add you. Let's see.
Because that was back when I shaved my head completely. I said now bald.
Now bald. What's your name on Twitter? Now bald.
Yeah.
Or Grandpa
now
Geek.
bald.
Okay.
Yeah, Grandpa Geek. That's me.
Okay. Cool. All right, I had you. Yeah, I never know because it's like people will have like different names on there. I'm like, who the heck is that? And I'm just like, because my name is just like normal, but yeah.
I don't know if you actually got me over on Twitter yet, though.
Eagle Rider?
Yeah. Like I have yours, but I've never been able to send you a few messages on a few ideas and stuff. So.
Let's see, Eagle Rider.
I figure when I added you, it probably just slipped through a bunch of messages like it usually does on there with people doing that.
Yeah, all right, add you too. Like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I'll like get some people to add me, and then I won't like, all right, who's this? And then some people have different names. Like MB Geek has his name's Bald or whatever. MB Bob. Like, so who's that? But it's MB Geek.
Me, that was not my intention. That's just like Rosetta. I've had more than my fair share of my Twitter accounts suspended, banned.
Hey, be fair. I've only lost one, and that was because Gates McFadden's a little bitch.
Where did Jack go?
Oh, Rosetta.
Would
you like me to say that to her? If I go to the convention, would you like me to say that to her?
Oh God, no! Oh God, no!
Birds of Prey. Birds of Prey. Where did Cat?
His internet might have crashed.
Where'd Cat go?
His internet crashes sometimes, and sometimes it takes him a little bit to get it back up.
Yeah. Tim, check your Twitter. I just sent it to you on Twitter. Not DM'd. I just sent you the link for their Facebook page. I think you'd like it. I think you'd find some good stuff there you might like. I go there all the time, and I put there's our fearless leader.
Yeah, leader. Anyhow, got some shit going on. I need to go ahead and drop. I do want to thank everybody for joining in today. I do want to thank everybody who's been on the panel, everyone who's been in the chat. Thank you for joining, and have a good day.